How's it go?
Goes. It's Saturday night. We have the entire dope crew assembled. We listen to some David Bowie sing some Steven Spielberg stuff. What's up, Squarepeg? Squarepeg's in the audience.
Yeah.
It's official. It's Saturday night.
I think we're just waiting for. Oh, there's Verde.
I honestly thought yesterday was Saturday night, to the point where I opened the channel. Like, so what are we doing tonight? I don't know why.
I actually was prepared to stream last night, but we played until almost midnight, and it was like, welp.
What, the redshift stuff?
Yeah. We played till like almost 1 a.m. my time.
I kind of wish I had hosted earlier, but at one point I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna host because that's what we're doing tonight.
Totally.
Yeah, I even went into the office yesterday, and I still thought it was a Saturday. I don't know why.
I'm in the office right now.
That implies crunch. I mean, I know you probably aren't. I'm just saying, if you go into the office on a Saturday and don't realize it's a Saturday, you're working too much.
Yep, you're working hard. I used to lose
That's true.
Thursdays specifically. It was Thursdays that I would always lose.
Yeah, no, to be clear, transparent. But still,
What was that you broke up there?
Not crunching. Not crunching. What's that? I heard you say you're crunching?
I
Yep,
all I heard was
the word crunch there, yeah.
NetherRealm Studios abuses? No. Yeah, that was good though. So Saturday.
Indeed.
Zakai of the E variety. By the way, I think some of you appreciate.
Oh, you broke up again there. What was that?
Some of you will appreciate. I've been dating this girl, and we were on a date today, and I did end up discussing Mushoku Tensei for.
Nice.
she like, I was like, tell you, it's awesome. We about like about movies and like books and movies and like the failure often part of adaptations.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, but funny. And actually we brought that up, and so I was like, but an example of something I think is phenomenal. And I started talking about Mushoku Tensei, like, that was an amazing adaptation, and I like start going into it.
You're like, funny thing, awesome. You should bring that up. Have I told you about adult ADHD and hyperfocus yet?
She's like, listen.
That's my superpower. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, same hat.
Hey, give me a little credit. If I had no self-control and I was on a date, what I actually would have done was talk about Warhammer 40k. I would have been reading a lot of Warhammer 40k recently. A lot of videos. Let me tell you about my favorite Space Marine squads and why they're cool. Number 1.
Absolutely.
It's bad. I have so much useless. It's really useless knowledge, and I'm like,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask, out of your classic Space Marine chapters, like from
like the first founding,
Heresy,
the original founding.
Yeah, which is your favorite chapter?
What a cheeky question!
I'll tell you mine first if you want an even exchange.
Yeah, well, I want to hear.
Quid pro quo.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Who are your favorites?
Okay, so from least favorite, top 3. From least favorite to favorite.
Okay.
I like the Blood Angels.
I
like the Dark Angels.
And
I like top favorite, the Imperial motherfucking Fists.
The Imperial Fist! Ferrus Manus! That's Ferrus Manus, right?
No, that's not Ferrus Manus.
Is it Rogel Dorn?
Rogel Dorn.
Yeah, Rogel Dorn.
Ferrus Manus is the wannabe like little brother to Rogel Dorn.
Is that the Iron Fist? Iron Hands?
Yeah. Ferrus Manus got his head chopped off by fucking his brother Fulgrim. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, dude. When I say I've had it bad for like the past 2 weeks, and I've been reading
Warhammer moment on the DOP crew chat.
I really have. I have it bad. Yeah, interesting. I think
Yeah.
think mine are probably actually. I think they're the original founding, the salamanders.
The salamanders are pretty damn cool. Yeah, I like those.
I like, and funnily enough, they're not an original founding, but they are a successor chapter of the Blood Angels, the Lamenters.
Yeah,
They're-
no, yeah, absolutely.
I totally
They're
got my
great.
start
pretty,
playing
fun.
Triangle for the Lamenters.
You should read last bit of this talk before we like get into game or
Yeah.
whatever. You should read the Caiaphas Cain series.
Okay. Yeah. What is that? Is that who? What's that about?
Caiaphas Cain is a inquisitor,
Nice.
but he's an inquisitor unlike any other inquisitor you might be aware of.
Okay. He's like not an awful person.
His strategy towards getting people to respect him, because people already fear commissars enough,
Sure.
is to get them to like him.
Wow. What a fucking. You're right. That is novel. That is what a fucking approach. That he's a rarity. He's like. So you're saying he's an inquisitor who attempts to do his job by being friendly?
Yep. And
That sounds like some
also,
fucking heresy to me.
What's also hilarious is that despite doing everything correctly and having an impeccable history, he also has the most honest to God case of imposter syndrome I have ever seen written down in a character, period,
Really?
while also maintaining the Saturday morning cartoon kind of style that he is.
You know what? Send me. This actually sounds delightful. This actually sounds delightful. That sounds like such a fun take on. I like his imposter syndrome. He's like, I just feel like I'm not as scary as the other Inquisitors. I don't know, but he's like such a nice guy. He can't help it.
It's more like he feels as if he's not doing it correctly.
I mean, you know what? He's basically
he's
not.
Just winging it is basically what he feels like.
That's great.
I mean,
That's
I
great.
think of somebody
considered
trying to
the
play
meaningless
paranoia
of,
and just like being a red who carries around cases of beer. It's like, all right, brothers, time to take 5, drink a brew, and then
So,
start like interrogating them that way or something.
No. So my favorite scene with Caiaphas ever involves him meeting these two different Imperial Guard groups.
Keep in mind, I am going to read this. If you don't think it's that much of a spoiler, then go for it.
This is not a spoiler at all.
Okay.
No. This is like at the very beginning of the book. It sets up what's going to happen for the cooler stuff. But no, Caiaphas Cain is walking to a mess hall, about to meet these two opposite Imperial Guard groups. One is a ragtag team. One is like pish posh dresses to impress in your uniform and all of that other stuff. And as he is walking down, going like, this is going to be one of those moments where we have to like teach them to work together, and that's going to be great, nauseating. He walks into one of the worst brawls he has ever seen, right? And he's just about to walk out when somebody goes, "Commissar, help!" And he's like, just pulls it out of his ass. He's like, "You,
I just forget.
Get a broom. You,
just forget.
Guys, go get the med bay. Everybody, what the hell are you doing?" And people just kind of like roll with it, and he just pulls it right out of his ass, just like the perfect roll 20, right?
Right.
It's hilarious.
He's like positive. He doesn't realize that like he's an Inquisitor. Any Inquisitor who shows, it doesn't matter what he says, everyone would shit their bricks. Like everyone would shit a brick and do exactly what they said. But he's like, oh man, I'm so glad that worked. And it's like, you don't realize you're an Inquisitor and you could have been like Banana and everyone would have been terrified. Like
yeah,
you basically are the only. You can order the extermination of all of them. Like literally no questions asked, or you're a fucking heretic. That is his power.
Like, not wrong, but also Commissar.
A commissar. So he's not Inquisitor. He's a Commissar.
Yeah, he's a Commissar. His job.
Is perfect. Oh, he's a Commissar. So how is he a nice guy and a Commissar? Hey, you seem a little stressed out lately. Yeah, this war's just taking its toll on me. Huh. That sounds exactly like what someone would say right before they fled from the battle. Bam.
Yep. No. Exactly. So his strategy is literally that though that is true to his job, that people are more likely to stay on the battlefield to help him if
Right.
they like him.
No kidding. He's a commissar who doesn't just shoot people indiscriminately. That is remarkable. I mean, in the words of the great what is it?
It's the Clash.
Sigamundus.
No, it's the Clash. Don't turn around. Uh-oh. There are commissars in town. Uh-oh.
Yes, I was going to say the other classic phrase, which is if they run, they're a traitor. If they stand still, they're a well-disciplined traitor. Warhammer has a lot of great.
Mine was more 80s punk.
It was. Well, yes, it was. All right, cool. Cool. I'm excited to check this out. All right.
Such a spirited conversation.
Who wants, man? And you're like ADHD on a date. Like, listen, man.
It was a joke, but it was a relatable joke, is all I'm saying.
I'm constantly holding myself back.
Info dump is the thing I do.
Joku Tensei was a strategic. That was a. That was me holding myself back. I could literally talk. And you know what's funny? At one point, I honestly thought, I was like, should I tell her about Warhammer 40K? And I was like, no, you should not. Not yet.
In the grim dark future of our relationship, there is only conflict.
In the grim darkness of, yeah. Oh, that was a good joke. That was a pretty, you know what? The Emperor approves.
Thank you. Are we playing some Isekai D&D?
Yeah.
D&D.
Who's streaming?
Both myself and the legendary Neurotoxin we are both streaming.
Oh, okay. I meant like in the channel, but
I get the Sirenscape effect. So like if you listen to my channel, you get to like listen to my sound effects.
Right, but then I have to hear all the vocals doubled up, and I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I suppose that is true. One of these days, I'll route Sirenscape into another thing using the banana and such. But
yeah, I mean, one of you guys could share your screen in the voice chat if you wanted to.
I want you to.
I wonder if that will work while I'm also streaming with OBS.
Right, I cannot because I have a privileged view.
Oh, you're dungeon master.
Speaking of which, storyteller, tell us a story.
Please do.
Yeah, when you last left off, you were having a conversation with Absolver Rayfander, who had basically recruited you into a sort of pseudo-adventurer's life and given you your first sort of bona fide quest. He is tasked with finding a solution to the affliction that blights this land and traps it in this apparent eternal autumn. But he's too busy keeping, the few people in the town alive to really be able to accomplish that task. And so he's asked for your help to investigate. And that's basically where we left off. He did give you a book which had a map of the known world in it. But that was about it.
Where are we presently?
In the
The map that you would like is the Poe Chapel.
Gotcha.
Poe Little Chapel.
Yeah. I remember when we were going through the way here, we saw the lake. And if we're looking for a good spot to go underground, a lake recess would be a spot to do it. Also, potentially, there was hunting lodges there, because this was mainly a hunting place for the nobles. There might be a cellar that's turned out to be more than a cellar.
Well, we're trying to get into the boil, aren't we? Like, under that?
Right. The lake's just a little bit southwest of the boil. Or let's call it a mushroom, since boil seems to make some people uncomfortable.
I like the term boil. It's more
Great.
accurate.
Yeah. By the way, your image's window is too tall.
Loving the word
I know.
boil.
I'm trying to actually make it smaller and having trouble
I
finding
don't
it.
think you can because the control's at the bottom, so you're going to need to drag the top off your screen.
Oh, Jesus balls. Which I can't do.
You don't have to grab it from the top.
The lake is
there we go.
6-8 miles away from the boil.
5.
So
I mean,
Yeah,
we can check in around
Now shrink
closer
that
to it.
window, dude. Don't leave it tall. Otherwise, you're going to have to redo this every time.
I'm also interested in how the river water looks like running into the town or out of, or I don't know. The town's next to the river, rather.
Right. That stream seems to be relatively clean. Like it's muddy, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be afflicted with the same sort of like brown and yellow shit that's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
I have the village, but I don't have the chapel. Is it the village?
I
No.
opened up a different picture.
How do you not have the chapel?
I
I'm
don't
just looking
have
at.
the chapel under my shaved images either. I only have
It's
a map
uncategorized.
of
Under images,
IGITSFW.
uncategorized.
Okay.
I still don't have the chapel.
Right. That means you were not in your window when I shared the map.
That's possible.
I also have the world map labeled. I opened up the Poe village because I
have the world
we
map
were
labeled
going
also.
to be doing stuff around the town.
Change it back to all. Don't put it on uncategorized. Change it back to all.
Got it.
You still don't see it?
No.
I don't either. I'm sorry.
It's not listed as public. If I'm looking at the shared images,
Okay,
the other ones are flagged as P.
I have the chapel ground floor here, but it's not in my images list. Like you shared it, so it popped up, but
I got it now.
Weird.
it's on my screen at any rate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I want to take a second out to hold a cup up for all of my bros out in Sicily, Italy right now. Stay safe with that volcano going on.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking there will most likely be a lodge somewhere between where the postule is and the lake. Because it looks like that lake was actually it looked like it was pretty full at one time. And it's just, well, it doesn't look like it rains here much. Then it just dried up.
We could try that.
You guys actually eyeballed that lake. It did have liquid in it. It was just like, have you ever
Proceeded.
seen a kombucha?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Super gross. Is there a SCOBY?
It wasn't. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't receded. It was covered by a fungal mat.
It's a symbiotic colony of fucking bacteria and yeast.
So we got a couple of noob level jobs here. Priesty boy.
Well, he's given you your task already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to
we already have our task.
kill this thing. In fact, maybe we should get some barrels of holy water, toss them in the boxes.
What was our task again?
Figure out how to deal with the blight.
And I mentioned the postule thingy, which looked like a postule, and we were afraid to burst it. So we talked about there possibly is a cave network underneath that's feeding it.
You're inside the chapel right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? And likewise, along with that holy water,
Right there.
I want to collect some salt too. I think drying the fuck out of that thing once we find its location will be a good idea.
You guys are making me sick.
He doesn't have any salt.
No, we can just get
Salt's
some from the sea.
Do
Yeah,
you have
I
a
was-
dehydration spell?
Actually, I think one of you does.
You can also just like make a net, can't you?
Sure, I mean, you can leave it out to evaporate. It just takes a little while.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm not assuming that we'll have this done in a whole day, though. Yes, time is of the essence.
Right, but you could make that preparation and come back to it too. You know.
That's exactly what I was bringing up. Is that I can prepare some salt, and it won't even take all that long.
Yeah, that feels doable.
I'll have to get some materials here in town first. I look to the priest. Can we
He's
build?
already mentioned that there's like nothing really that they can give us.
Right, like he could probably find you a couple of barrels, and he can certainly find you guys some rope.
It's the rope that I need in order to make any kind of evaporation net for salt.
Right, if you're willing to harvest it yourself, there's plenty of like lumber and stone in the ruins in the outer edge of town.
That's good. I was wondering if that was going to be available.
I mean, that's basically what they've been doing when they need lumber.
So those houses were just abandoned because of the blight encroaching. They weren't actually destroyed by the blight.
Correct. They were basically actually abandoned by people fleeing because the blight had destroyed the industry that lived here.
I
Right.
see.
They had no reason to stay.
Yeah, they're just straight up abandoned. But at this point have been for, multiple years. So
Gotcha. Well, we could check the lake. I
Definitely think that's a good idea.
I think checking around closer to it probably, but we can check further out to see if there's a way in.
I tell everybody about my midnight adventure too and what I figured out there, just so that we don't double up on like looking over anything again.
Oh, right, you investigated the sewer system.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and discovered that there were two dead ends that opened into small grates. One that seemed to be an inflow and one that seemed to be an outfall. And in both cases, you could hear what sounded like a large volume of water moving, though in the case of the outfall, it was pretty far below.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Could you tell what direction the water was flowing?
Could I?
Yeah, generally from northeast to southwest.
Seems to be following the river.
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
That would make sense.
So there's at least evidence of there being these tunnels that we want to look for. I just don't know, unless we want to get another eye on it, if there is any entrance here in the immediate town. Then again, I don't know. We haven't explored any of the other houses.
This is a long ways away too. This is closer to 10 miles away.
Yeah, I don't know if it exactly would make sense if there was an entranceway from town to wherever the source of the blight is.
Verda, you want to make an insight check for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was so happy my character sheet didn't block that.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, so some part of you scoffs at the idea of laying down 10 miles of sewer at the level of quality that you saw. Like, not even a king would bother to pay for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not likely.
Yeah, this is. No offense to Priestan, this is Podunkville. There's like, honestly, it's abandoned at this point.
Mm.
Ray Fander even sort of like laughs and says, I would love to abandon Poe Village. I can't yet though.
Right, because you were sent here to deal with the blight. So
right.
And I would-
Everyone here is dedicated to that cause, and yet we are doing nothing but keeping ourselves alive.
so what happens when the blight is taken care of? Well, are you waiting for enforcement to come to the area and help secure against the humans?
Oh, we will certainly notify the Empire. Well, the king. Pardon me. But no, I will we'll leave and we'll return to our various homes and our services. In my case, I'll actually return to the capital.
So what about the townsfolk when they getting sick and injured?
No, they will themselves return probably to one of the nearby villages. I don't actually know where their family comes from, but nobody who's here was born here. This is nobody's home anymore.
Do you know why?
Him while he says that.
Verde first.
I was watching him as he said that, just like, does he seem genuine?
Yeah, he seems pretty genuine.
Okay. There's just a little bit of me who, like, at least in the expectation, like, you wanting to get out of here ASAP is sort of like dispassionate to all of the other people who live here. But if this is not like actually anybody's home, then I guess I don't care.
What do I know
It's
about
more
this
like
guy's
a
religion?
battlefront than an actual. Basically, they're here trying to stave the blight from going further southeast.
Correct. When that job is done, the town will be free to be reclaimed for its original trade someday, but it'll take years for the forest to grow back. I don't think Poe will be useful to anyone for decades.
What do I know about this guy's religion?
Unless plant magic's used by druids, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, I'm not that tough just yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, you know very little about his religion. You know that he is an absolver, and that he belongs to something called the Church of Absolution.
And that we are his goddess's people.
Right.
And I can, as far as I can tell, he's absolutely.
He is a pious man.
He totally believes all this. I have a.
Yeah, he definitely seems earnest.
Stuff.
Like if you're thinking he's selling you a line, it's pretty clear if that's the case that he's been sold that same line.
Okay.
Could there be an offshoot off of the sewer that could go to the postule?
No. The sewer system is actually limited, in fact, to mostly the inner city, with the exception of the spur that leads to the mill.
Likewise, if we did anything with that, with either of the grates that I saw, we'd probably be putting the city at more risk than helping.
Oh, that reminds me. Why is the mill in such good shape?
It's probably the second most important building in town.
Gonna say, gotta make bread.
Yeah, the mill is much like the chapel itself. The mill is the mill is protected by dwarven magic.
Okay, I was wondering about that because all of the other buildings besides these two have fallen into severe disrepair.
Yes, unfortunately, there's no way to extend the protection further than a few feet beyond either structure. So
I'm surprised not more people are staying inside of said structures to not expose themselves.
To reap the benefits, yeah.
He nods and he says, "Well, in times of bad weather or other things, what's left of the village can certainly fit within the chapel. To be honest, though, the fields being, what's left of some of the buildings in the inner circle, it makes it easier for them if they're closer to their work.
That's reasonable. Okay.
They're not really in any danger. I mean, sleeping here wouldn't change the near starvation that we all live with.
Okay. Have we rested yet, or no?
I'm not tired.
Yeah, so technically
'Cause-
Verde's little sewer excursion happened overnight. So
Okay.
this is timeline-wise, this would probably be the next morning. Like I didn't
Gotcha.
move your tokens around, but that's where you guys would be in the narrative.
Okay. My bad. I was trying to get time frame.
Yeah,
Did I
need
make
4
making
hours.
give some good berries to them to help sate their hunger?
Yeah, nobody here knows Goodberry, so either of you clerics, if you guys have Goodberry, you could certainly stretch their food every day. Straight up.
Before we rested, we made 40 good berries. I wasn't
Right,
sure if we were planning to keep them as, 40
I
each
didn't
being the
know if we were
bucket.
wanting to share some with him if they're that far off. Like, as much as I'd like to have some good healing and food for myself, well, I like sharing my food with good people.
We could leave 20 in the 2 people, or the other half get to eat a double of a normal portion.
How long do they keep?
24 hours from point of creation.
Yep. So I would say we could probably leave 20 here, bring 20.
Seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable, yeah. Rayfander is quite happy with that arrangement if that's what you're willing to do.
Yep.
He says he'll pass them out to the people working in the fields today. They'll need them most.
Fantastic.
And they will need to eat more than just one berry. They're quite filling.
Excellent. For what it's worth, did you guys cast those in your rooms, or like did Rayfander ever see you cast them?
I think we started talking about casting the good berries when he was guiding us to the rooms last night.
Right. So that's why I'm asking, because I'm just curious if he saw you cast them or not.
I would have if he had been in the room with me. I would have. I mean, we had talked about it, so maybe we would have started casting into the hallway because I think me and Felon were gonna do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, he won't even question them. He'll have seen that you created them. So I was more curious if he was. I was gonna roll to make sure that he trusted they were safe. But if he saw you make them, you guys are fine.
Yeah, he at the very least he was aware of our plan. So,
Right.
Right. But if he actually witnessed the manifestation, it's like he knows they have.
Yeah, the thing that he would be concerned with is that you brought food in from the blight, right?
Right.
I actually have a question.
Oh.
What's the importance of the town right now? Like,
Staving the blight going further southeast. It's basically acting as a wall.
How is the town acting like a wall?
So the protective effects,
around
the purifying effects of the chapel itself, play some part in it. Like it's very obvious that the blight is slowly growing around the center of the city.
Right, but he said there was warding magic built into both the chapel and the mill.
Right, but he doesn't he was made it pretty clear last night that like his knowledge of that shit is not functional. It's church propaganda level. You know what I mean? Like he knows about it because the church is fucking proud of the fact that they've got dwarven fucking magic working here. He doesn't know how that shit works.
So my real question, just barring another tangent, because my character wants to get some of this stuff done and get it he kind of wants to get out of Redneck City and go somewhere more important. He's wondering why we're not staging an evacuation and just leaving the wall.
The church
Most
doesn't
likely.
maintain itself. There are a litany of prayers necessary every day just to maintain the magic.
So why do you require a town?
I can't cast them alone.
These people all cast magic?
Oh no!
No.
Also, he needs to eat, and he needs like
Right, it's
Most
not-
likely it's a course style. Like they come in, they chant and give up prayers. He joins in, leads it, and
He nods and says, exactly, there are rituals that have to be performed.
No, I understand this. I just... God.
they gotta sing the holy songs, right?
No.
Stonehenge.
You guys have always... okay, no, this seems all very haberdashery. Like, is this like... Are you sure you're like an actual like organized church with like guards and people and shit? Like, this isn't a cult?
He sort of looks at you askance for a moment. And he says, "No,
okay. Obviously, my friend, you don't know a lot about religion.
No, get me context-wise. You're leaving these chants and all of this stuff in the hands of peasants instead of like trained aspirants. I would expect a well-trained
that's my job.
No,
let me see if I can.
That like this is not.
He's expecting you like to have deacons and other people of appropriate training.
This doesn't look like it's run by any professional group. It seems like it's run by maybe a group with some amount of workings. Like I'm not saying your group isn't big, but what I'm saying is, where is the infrastructure of your group? Are you supposed to guide whatever volunteer fucks say that, I'm going to be your poor fucking infantry today, man, and then you give them a pike if they have a pike? Is that what goes on?
He sort of like nods his head as you say all of this, and he says, no, you misunderstand. This isn't the church's mission. It's my duty.
Oh,
so you're putting this out of your personal pocket to fix the problem because it's related to your order.
No better in your order.
I was tasked with addressing the blight. I came here expecting, with my powers and experience as an absolver, to address the problem. No one told me that Poe was, and he literally stops himself from saying piece of shit. You can see it. He says, nobody told me that Poe was the village that it was. I didn't understand what was required to keep the blight stable, let alone push it back when I took on this duty.
Fucked.
I can't go back to my church and tell them that because I'll lose my position.
So do you need backup? Like if you can send, why can't you send one of these messengers to ask for more support?
Because it's a ranking thing. Literally, if he sends anybody asking for help,
right,
he will lose his position.
He'll get pushed
best,
downward in the.
He will potentially
hierarchy.
lose even more than that because
the faithful don't fail.
Exactly.
Right.
Hence why he is taking a large risk with us.
Job here. And also, your organization sucks. I can already tell by how it treats its people. Faith or not, like your organization, you ought to start your church.
The church may not have a great research wing. Like this would have been scouted by somebody, and the report may have been really poor.
Don't play devil's advocate for a church that you only just learned about. Their church sucks. If you got this kind of job where you were from, you would be fucking complaining to a workers' rights union.
So I'm just trying to use all
those don't exist here.
Hey Jory. So as you're listening to this conversation,
I'm using the system, right? The little window.
A small blue window appears. And the system text says, "The Church of Absolution is a pseudo-feudal hierarchy. structured as a meritocracy. The goddess herself appoints those at the top from a pool of those who have demonstrated their faith through success against adversity.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is we have a Warhammer 40k setup. Check.
Now, I'll just
What's that?
I guess at this point, I can just kind of put my hands out and just try to like do the hush 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 YOLO thing to like everyone. Just kind of oh. Okay, so yeah, what is it that you need us to do?
We need to stop the blight for this guy. I need to go make a salt net, and we need to map where the source of this blight is, so we can salt and holy water it.
Oh,
Right,
question, guys.
based on-
Sorry,
dude. No, go for it.
By the way, guys, are we able to tell where each other are since we're in the party together, or can we not tell that when we're separated?
You don't seem to have that kind of awareness of each other.
Okay.
Right, there's no way to call up a mini map.
Not that you've found so far, at least.
Right.
Okay. Just
What-
trying
what
to think
role
of
would that
possible tools
be?
because technically, Verde wants to go to the ocean to make some salt because drying out of a situation is a reasonable thing.
Yeah, all I have to do is leave out a net there. Like, I don't even have to go to the ocean. Really, I just have to go, leave it out, and then come back.
Still, we have to go to the ocean because you need the salt water. Because I doubt the river that's running through town has salt in it.
I'll give you a freebie and tell you that at least one of you has create or destroy water, so you might not actually need the salt.
He's wanting salt for the curing properties of salt.
I thought it was for the desiccating properties.
It was for the desiccating properties. I wanted to basically dry out salted wood on net so that I could gather the salt from the ocean and then take the salt. Once we holy watered the blight, I could then lay the salt on top of it just to make sure that it's dry and not a suitable area for places for salt to grow. I mean, not salt, you know what I mean.
For the fungus to spread, respread.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
depending on how this, I thought you were wanting it for the pustule itself.
Yeah, and likewise, myth in my world states that salt has purifying effects. So maybe the desiccating has more qualitative or qualities. Here.
Oh, I wonder if we could bless it.
Hey,
That's interesting.
Snipe, what year was it when we were going to our game?
It was us.
2022, sir.
Oh,
The COVID had just ended.
okay.
Or at least got to a passable state. Anyways, okay, so could I actually make salt water with create water?
Let me go look it up. I think you can though.
Yeah, I actually don't.
How much?
I don't know. I don't have a leaning.
At how saline can you make that salt water? Because if you can just do that, then all I need to do is dip a net inside of like a bucket of super salinated water, and then we're
It is not salt water. It is clean water only.
Yep. Up to 10 gallons of clean water.
So I'm still gonna have to go over to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
No,
Tried to
it's
help.
okay. It also kind of like it kind of solves a whole bunch of questions I had in my head, which was like, shit, if I can make super salinated like super salt water, like
You can kill a giant
water,
slug
salt
really
water.
easily.
What kind of like terrible things could I do to people by like
Okay, so if we head northwest between to the lake and the pustule, you could go west to the ocean. Is that as I've been told that there's an ocean there? You could set up your water salt thing. Desalination location. There's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, more like salination gather, something like that. I will need some help to carry a couple of 2x4s from one of these abandoned places.
I drew on the map of the world approximately the trek that I think we should do for this.
That seems very reasonable.
On the world map? Let me open that up.
A map of the
Yeah.
world question.
With Mark, yeah.
That is not what it's called on my screen.
It's what it's called in mine.
Yeah,
Not the world
apparently
map
it's-
labeled.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Let's go west of the ocean and then cross the lake up to the pustule. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Doable.
All right.
Fine.
What did I do with the party? Oh yeah, you guys are probably in Poe. 1 second.
Yeah, we're in the Poe field. So,
Absolvers are of the highest rank, so why doesn't this guy like pull some fucking Lord Riotous bullshit and like send me or somebody
Out of
off?
character, that was actually for Jory. The rest of you didn't
Oh.
earn that.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of that was actually sent purple all secret, and then the last bit wasn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
something in the formatting fucked that up.
and it honestly, with what was said on the table by the absolver himself.
No. So no, it definitely answers why he doesn't go and ask the church.
That's what I'm saying. Is at
but
this
out
point,
of
I'm looking at
character-
him. I'm looking at him very carefully, like, because there's some good place vibes going on here.
But yeah, what I was gonna say out of character is all right, so you can't ask the church for any help, but you're a bishop. That means that technically, if you play the bishop game, you ought to be able to like hire some wayward fools from some other town and
us.
get people to follow you.
Yeah, we can't have this
Well, who do you
conversation. We can't have this conversation. But what's going through my brain right now is, shit! Like there's some good place shit going on. Like we're
Yeah,
well,
Verde, allow me to introduce you to the other 39 people who work in Poe.
Yeah, but okay.
That's literally why they're
I
here.
understand what you're saying, but no, the story that I have been put together is he came here from somewhere else and found the Podunk town Poe with the 39 people there.
Did
No, he was
not
found-
say that.
He was sent
He
here.
found the defunct town Poe, realized the fucking work necessary just to keep the piece of shit running, and realized how much in over his head he was.
Yeah, but there are
And the
probably
39 people were people he brought with him because this was
that has not been said yet.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
it has.
didn't actually explain where he got these people from, but he did make it pretty clear that they're not from here.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. If the 39 people are his followers, then fine. You built your warband. It's just I've played enough Mountain Blade warband to know how this works. Okay, you can't ask of your fief for any favors. Fine, then ask of the Podunk people to follow the guy with the money.
Right.
you also have to realize a lot of these other podunk villages in the area may not be able to give up more than 1 or 2 people for the cause, no matter how much money you throw at them.
He may also just not have that much money.
That's also fair. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
He lives pretty ascetically, however you pronounce that.
Yeah. In an austere environment.
Right. Yeah. So like
Spartan?
He probably hasn't taken a vow of poverty. His gear looks pretty good and all of that. But he also doesn't seem like, the fat bishop with dripping rubies and shit,
Right.
He
That's why we get the good vibes from him, because if it's the fat guy, we would have already had slave collars try to be snapped around our necks. Hey, Prophet just walked in the door. Snap. Yay, I made more money.
I have really sharp back paws, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, it is pretty clear that when you told him your story, he was like, probably in his mind, something like, oh, thank God she actually sent me help.
Right. That's why I was asking how sincere he seems, because if he really does seem sincere, then he thinks we are
the help.
Yes, Correct. See, this is why I was doing all of the things I was just doing a moment ago. It was like, wait a minute, is he really sincere? What do I know about his religion, and what's my perception roll? Because
hold this
hold up,
beam for me.
Hold this what?
This beam, and I hand you basically what's probably the remnants of like the load-bearing beam to one of the houses.
Where did you get this?
Oh yeah, that you pulled off a building as you guys were leaving town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. We're leaving time, Jory. We're going towards the ocean. I'm sorry that you missed that in the conversation.
I need a couple of these wood beams here to not only weigh down the net, but also to act as there's a word that chemists know.
Why are you handing it to me?
Oh, because you're
He
gonna
needs help carrying it, and you are a strong boy.
I am a strong boy.
I'm gonna set up the net by the ocean, and then you're gonna put it down right in the middle of it, or diagonal through it, and
all right.
and then it's gonna gather salt for us.
I guess we're on our way to the ocean then.
Yep, we talked about this. Once we cleared the air
Before we
of.
go, let's get those barrels of holy water.
Are there any like fire starters too that we can have?
I think. Don't we already have fire starters? Question mark.
I'm a fire starter.
That would be in your inventory if you do.
I do not. I do have a pot made of iron, but I have no flint.
Bloody. Isn't that
I'm honestly, I would think I would have with cooking utensils. I would think that would count as a fire starter. I mean, kind of have to be able to start the fire to make the cook the food.
I guess I've purchased mess kits with flint and steel in it at the SCA, but I don't know if that's more anachronism than not.
No, flint and steel is pretty. Like, I mean, a flint and steel as part of a kit that comes with a tinder box would be pretty normal. For example,
pretty old, yeah.
Like I said,
likewise, if one of you has produced flame,
yeah, I have it. I'm a fire starter. Said that a couple of times.
Oh, I missed that. Cool.
My bad.
But are you willing to set fire to the forest like I am?
Why would you set fire to the forest?
To set fire to the blight?
Oh.
But the fire doesn't affect the blight. We've tried lighting it on fire. Fireproof.
No, I know. Right now it's fireproof, but we don't know if we like take out some certain big part of it that
I see what you're thinking.
The spores that are already deployed are still going to be fireproof.
I don't know about that.
Somehow I accidentally
what if it's the main nodule that is fireproof?
I was trying to close something and I closed the whole damn.
I can't hear a word either of you are saying.
I know.
I said I apologize. I somehow accidentally closed down the entirety of Fantasy Grounds when I was trying to close just an image.
Thanks. I was gonna say, like, how do we know that the main nodule isn't the fireproof thing, and that because it's underground and was unable to get burned, that it just...
You're saying that it generates an aura that's able to cover this entire area, creating all the spores fireproof?
No. Stop thinking about magic for just a second because we're in a magic world. I'm saying that the nodule itself is probably underground or something, like, or
right,
like a rhizome,
mass protecting it, like a rhizome. So that probably survived, and all of the spores and stuff were probably burned, and then it just
did
the spore thing again, and then
we tried burning the spores earlier when we got here. They didn't burn. I thought.
Yeah, that was correct.
So that's why I was asking, did you think that the giant thing was creating a fireproof aura for the smaller spores?
I didn't catch that we tried burning them. I only caught that they had tried burning them previously. Like the village.
Noted.
Yeah, actually, for what it's worth, I don't remember you guys testing that yourselves. You tried smacking a log.
Yeah, me neither. Like the only
remember
thing
picking up a handful of this stuff and lighting it on fire, and I thought that was the result. That wasn't the result.
No, I mean, to be fair, that is what would happen. I just didn't remember you guys doing it.
No, I have a vague memory of Nero trying to light it on fire.
Okay.
I think
All right. So, your first, 5 miles or so, pretty uneventful. It's, deathly quiet. You don't really see anything alive. As you get closer to the shore, you can, hear the sound of waves desultorily lapping against the hill. But you don't actually see anyone. However, if you look out in the water,
Are we on the map of the world? Question mark.
yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm also, while we're walking around, keeping an eye out for hunting lodges.
Right. Okay. You haven't found anything like that yet. Yeah.
I'm
If you
looking
look at the
for
water
any,
as you
plant
approach
life.
the
Buildings,
shore,
such.
hold on a second.
Yeah.
As you look at the water approaching the shore, however, you notice the silhouettes of large, fish? Question mark. Sort of like swimming right past the wave line. They're big, like manatee sized. It's the first real sign of life you've seen out here.
In these infested, blighted waters? Question mark?
Well, they're not really that infected, right? Like the waters themselves is just ocean water. The shore's kind of scummy and the interface is not great, but past that, it's pretty much just ocean water.
Is it low tide or high tide right now?
Would you know? It would take it would probably take about 15 minutes. Well, shit, dude. It depends on the size of the planet you're on. It would take a period of time of observation to realize.
You can tell by looking at the shoreline.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can check the rocks.
You can look
like
for the
a
meniscus.
survival check.
You can look at the
Or
high water
nature.
mark. Yeah. I guess for the
Right.
nature or survival.
Right now, it seems to be pretty close to the high water mark. And if you spend enough time watching, it seems like it's getting closer to the high water mark. So the tide's probably changing.
Well,
Any
I don't know
birds?
how far we want to go into that water.
Yeah.
Not that you've seen so far.
But,
I'll
I
lay
wonder
off
if there's
the
a way
seagulls
for us
button.
to flood the peninsula, like in the Netherlands. Just like temporarily wash over the whole thing.
You would have to raise sea level by like 15 to 20 feet.
Or we could just drop the land level by like 15 or 20 feet.
I mean,
that's sort of perverse.
That's way easier when you have water.
I mean, you're talking about magic on a pretty big scale or a lot of water.
Yeah, you don't need magic. You just need a lot of water.
Right, but the water's like 20 feet below the average height of the land here.
Yeah, we got 39 people.
To do what?
Terraform the land just enough to flood it with enough water to destroy the blight.
I mean, you might solve you need more than 40 people, first of all, but you might solve the problem simply by replacing all of the dirt that's infected, because you'd pretty much have to.
Sure, but no, I'm pretty sure you can turn this entire peninsula into swampland. With about 40 people.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, if you built like enough channels, you could probably flood the water table. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, just turn it into a salt marsh.
Gross.
But it would totally destroy the fungus.
Maybe.
I mean, look at it.
Unless the fungus really like swampy marsh.
There's a clear line between the sea and here. Like, it doesn't seem like the blight affects the ocean.
No, I mean that's fair. It does not seem like the blight extends all the way into the ocean.
Yeah, this is an idea that I'm sharing while I'm setting up my net,
Your salt net.
my salt net. You lay that down diagonally from corner to corner.
Dear SaltNet, it's made of like Twitter comments.
Right. Yeah, I'm helping you, but I am to coin a fun term, salty about this because I'm like, I don't know that this is gonna work. Like, I get where you're coming from, but I think this is. I mean, and I'm just kind of like shaking my head,
this
like,
is gonna gather salt,
but not on the level that we're gonna need. Look at that. Look at the. All right, is there some magic to make every bit of salt you make 10 times that bit of salt? Look at the blight.
Yeah, it's gonna take days, bro. But it's more than just
days. It's gonna take fucking centuries.
No, that's just your modern mindset making you.
We're never gonna get enough salt in this way to do what we want to do.
Modern mindset being defeatist. You need
not unless somebody here has some magic to magnify our effort.
Nah. I think you've never actually.
Does anyone else like
about like some
agree with me?
archaeological, practices and the amount of salt that you can produce in about 10 days this way?
I think if you have a whole village with many, many nets,
then you could produce way more salt than we need.
How much? Okay, what's the plan? What's the whole plan?
I'm going to use salt to desiccate the.
For now, we're going to try to find the thing while this thing accumulates salt, and then should we, with barrels of holy water that we stashed in our box,
we're gonna make salty holy water and spread them around.
Should we need more than that to fully finish the thing off once we get to the core of it and feel the healing flow? Then we'll come back and we'll get the salt and we'll throw the salt in, and after we've identified it, maybe we can find some other poisons or something that we can put into it too.
All right.
And if not, dudes, once we get out of Poe, we're gonna have to make some money in the city, and
that's true. And selling salt
commodity.
That's all right, yeah.
So even if the salt isn't
I'm sorry, you're not just gonna get bankrolled by a bishop because I thought that was the plan.
Bishop doesn't have fucking money, and you know it. He is poorer than this fucking town combined.
So the other day I was at the grocery store, you guys, and I saw this stuff called Booch Pop, and I thought, man, that's perverse. And now here we are, and I keep thinking about that pustule and thinking, Booch Pop.
Booch Pop.
Sorry.
Man, I kind of heaved a little bit. I was like, oh, and I showed it. I said, Oren, look, Booch Pop. It was literally called Booch Pop.
So we're gonna spend 3-4 hours right here.
Sounds like something an ex-president would say.
No, actually, I think
I popped her in the booch.
Probably only takes you 20 minutes to get this stuff set up. I mean, you guys should be able to just zip along.
It's just a big net with an N formation because I wanted to use the least amount of wood as possible because there are only so many of us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the N formation keeps everything weighted down and also acts as a means to gather the salt once it all dries up. I kept it higher above the water line, but still kind of in it because I don't know what's high tide and what is now. So it's kind of in the water, kind of not in the water. If this is high tide, I'm fucked. I'll discover that tomorrow.
For what it's worth, it does seem like it's high tide.
Fuck. Then let's move it down a little bit. That'll cost us
right. Then we have to just
minutes.
move it down.
And then we can move to the pustule.
All right, you guys wanted to investigate the lake first, right? That was your plan.
Yep. I think we should. I heretofore nominate that we call it the Booch.
The Booch.
You mean the lake next to the beach is the Booch?
No, I mean the thing where the SCOBY is the Booch.
Oh, the Booch. Okay, I got it. And we're gonna go try to pop the Booch.
Exactly.
Got it. It's the name now. Jory named it.
Okay. There's worse things. Makes me thirsty for kombucha.
That's what Booch Pop actually is, apparently. I won't try it, but it comes in a can and you can buy it at CVS, and it's called Booch Pop. And it's got flavors, and I was just like, that is perverse.
Well, we go to the lake and there's an actual...
Okay, I just gave that to you, and I watched two of you just close that.
I didn't close it.
There's only 2 people he can watch right now, sir.
No,
no. I mean, I watched you disappear from the screen. I didn't watch it on stream.
No, sorry. I
Yeah.
had to ask Ombois in the utmost respect if he'd already had an It's It, so that I could have it. Because an It's It is the San Francisco treat.
Well, rice-a-roni
that's
is a San
that.
Francisco treat, but it's are that. Oh, yeah, it's
They're actually like the San Jose treat, right? Like they're not actually from.
right. People
San
consider them from
Francisco's
San
tradition.
Francisco,
It
but
says so on the freaking package right here.
right. But do you
No,
remember?
I mean
you remember
the real
the
history,
actual.
though.
You remember that we used to drive past the factory all the damn time, and it was down there on 101, kind of south of San
Yeah,
Mateo,
so it's San
right?
Mateo, right? No, it's not San Jose. It's San Mateo. You're right.
But yes, they're from the Bay, and it's fucking dope. Who doesn't like
All right,
it?
you guys want to open that new map I gave you if it's not open for you?
Blightlands Pool.
It is open, sir, and I am so aware, like my dude.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll initiative
What?
All right.
just to establish turn order.
I hope that's the only one I roll.
Wow.
Put me in, coach.
You're on the bench.
No, one's the very beginning of the initiative roll. The only place in D&D where you want to roll a 1 is in it.
Yeah, well, that depends on your character, actually.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, but I'm a paladin and a rabbit.
Wouldn't you want to have the higher in it so you could, I don't know, get in position with your shield to block the things?
No, I want to act before everything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Actually, a paladin wants either high init, depending on if they play like actively, or if they play as a reactionary paladin, then they want low init.
Fair, totally fair.
So right now, Jory's needing to be a reactionary paladin.
No, I'm a rabbit.
He's hoppy.
I don't even think he actually has his reaction-based abilities yet. I don't think you get those till 3.
Yeah, I really don't. Right now, I'm spring into action and kick the shit out of you.
Right, you're basically like a shitty fighter with a tiny bit of heal, right?
Yep, that's pretty much it. And I can smell bad. I don't mean I can smell. I mean I can smell bad.
Yeah, don't bathe for a few days. Yeah.
I mean I'm a rabbit after all.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of like bust out of the forest into a clearing, that is covered with like beds of mushrooms, and there's a sort of like triangular shaped pool in the middle. I don't have a token for it, but there's a big fucking burbling SCOBY floating in the center of it. The water is like ochre. Like it's not. You would never think of touching it, let alone drinking it.
It's a bitch.
All right.
It's just exactly how I feel about kombucha, for what it's worth.
Whatever rituals you're planning to do, let's get to them. I'm going to detect poison and disease. Or if you want to do that, what? Then I'll instead do detect.
I can do divine sense, right?
Yeah. How many uses have you used? Don't you get 2 of them?
I don't know that I have at all yet.
I think you've rested since, but you have 4. By the way.
Are we actually taking turns for what we're doing on the field, or are we just able to move wherever we want to?
I have to
we're
actually
supposed to be respecting
though, right?
turn order, but people aren't.
Oh, sorry.
So here's the question: do we want to look around, then start doing detect magic, detect poison, disease, or do we want to do those before we approach any further?
I honestly want to pass on the poison disease because this place is going to be pretty covered anyways. I think it'd be better
to
detect
tell things that are differently.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll do the detect poison and disease. If you'll do the magic.
Sounds good. I guess if you guys are gonna kind of scatter, be sneaky. Let us know something.
All right. You each set to mumbling the ridiculous incantations necessary to cast your magic.
Don't they like actually like go? Wait a minute. How does this? Oh, and then just kind of like convulsively do it.
No, I pretty much just kind of go into the various lines and kind of tone from Control.
I know,
Nice. Yeah, nice. I like it.
I haven't
We're
played.
doing
You're a
ritual.
worm crawling through time.
That's funny.
Minutes, right?
Wriggling through time.
An
Ah,
earworm humming in a dream.
Yeah.
Uth was Bethud, Dothiel Dienve.
I actually think you would really
YOLO, get the
enjoy.
fuck back to the party, man. Phelan's first.
Yeah, and he said that he was going to do a ritual.
Yeah,
to take
yeah, no, I'm committed for the next
15
60
minutes.
turns.
Yeah.
Unless some danger pops up.
Yeah, we're not actually doing this in 6-second slices. I'm just saying that it's not YOLO's turn.
Okay.
It's
well,
actually
that's
Watts' turn.
basically what I'm doing. Like I was saying, I'm
Right. Watts, you are going to cast your ritual, correct?
I'm gonna go ritual. I also did I did 3 rolls before I knew we were going to combat tracker because it's doing perception, survival, and nature.
Yeah, that's fine. I assume that was you being alert as you came into the area.
Right. Seeing if there's like, is there no trails at all, even from like once from critters that were making trails before this place was blighted the fuck?
No, I mean, any of that stuff has been covered by the sort of like fungal carpet that you're all walking on everywhere you go.
There's no divots at all. That is.
there might be divots, but they're covered.
It would sure be nice if there were little like radio buttons for how many times I could divine sense. But anyway,
There literally are.
where are they? I don't see them.
Literally right next to the word divine sense on your character sheet.
Okay, but yeah, I'll do my
Actions
detect
tab,
poison and keep.
divine sense, 4 little pips right next to it.
Oh, you mean the actions tab?
Right, where all of the
CCR.
actions you can take are.
Sure. I was looking at it on the abilities tab where it says divine sense, and that's where the description is under features. I get it.
You can access the same thing anywhere you see the little red dragon that
Yep,
opens
yep,
the
yep.
entry
Oh,
for it. Yep.
That I totally get it. Anyway, whenever it's my turn, that's what I did.
Sure, it's not your turn yet.
Okay, but yeah,
I know.
with my awareness checks, did I see anything, detect anything?
No, a lot of mushrooms here. They seem very healthy.
Okay, go for the detect poison and disease.
Alrighty. Sorry, Verde, it's your turn now, man.
No, it's okay.
And I mean, you've basically got about 10 minutes of time. It's like, what are you going to do while they're casting their shit? You know? Okay, so there's like a series of like hills, mounds here. More mushrooms. Can you see to the east of you?
Yeah, where like the mine shaft is and stuff.
Yeah, so there does seem to be a pit or something over there, and a pickaxe.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
You could certainly cross that space in 10 minutes' time.
What about Jory?
You could not use your whole 10 minutes and wait to go together if you wanted.
I'm
I mean,
just like
he gets a 10-minute slice that's technically parallel to yours too, right? So
okay, that's how we're
Right.
doing
Well,
it.
and you'd have to get my attention and be like,
No, I didn't realize how the turn order was going. So I get it now.
yeah, this way it's just as sequential if we need it to be. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, so I'm definitely interested in seeing what the hell is going on over here.
Okay. There is like the fungal mat has been torn away, and apparently exposing a hole, whether that was, dug in with said pickaxe on the ground there or just uncovered when they removed the fungus, whatever the case, it has revealed what looks like maybe a cavern beneath it, though there are wooden broken spars protruding from the hole as if it was a roof. So you think you may be looking at a tunnel.
Is the pickaxe in any kind of salvageable condition?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, it's not new and it's definitely overgrown and covered in fungus, but both the wood, the wood is honestly, you'd probably need to replace the haft, but like short term it's probably fine. But the metal's actually in really good shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump a pot of seawater on top of that and take the pickaxe.
Okay. Let me see if there's a pickaxe in the items.
That's what I was trying to find, but I don't know if I'm spelling pickaxe wrong.
Oh, there we go. It's called a miner's pick.
I didn't know if D&D was an AX or an AXE kind of.
Yeah, it turns out the word axe is not in there at all.
Interesting.
All right, that's in your inventory now.
I saw it appear there.
Yeah, you may want to put that in your item box because it's kind of heavy.
Maybe
It's a miner's pick, isn't it?
Maybe they did that
Yep.
specifically so people would not attempt to rules lawyer their pickaxe that has exponent.
Right, I get you.
Interesting. I'm actually wielding it, intending on using it for today's incursions.
All right, cool. All right, so that probably took you like 6 minutes. So what else do you want to do?
Are these mounds made of fungus or like dirt?
I mean, they're covered in fungus, but they're clearly like probably they were probably originally like almost like cairns. Like they were probably they look like they were built out of stacked rocks.
No way to do the roll 20 ping.
They're decorative though.
I'm gonna try to climb one.
There's another pickaxe on the top of this one.
Okay. Here you find a copse of mushrooms. And you see that the mushrooms are growing out of very clearly a skeleton of a humanoid clutching a shovel from the looks of it.
Anything else organic has probably been eaten away a long time ago, right?
Yeah, there's a few like scraps of cloth left on the skeleton. They look like peasants' clothes. Interestingly enough, the fungus that's everywhere has not covered this skeleton. Instead, these mushrooms are growing out of it.
What can I discern about the growth around here?
Well, primarily, it's the same sort of like, mixed leaf forest, sort of eternally stuck in autumn, that you've seen all throughout this region. These mushrooms are new. They seem to be like plain brown mushrooms. The flesh is sort of mottled, a little, like it's not all one tone. Some of it's a slightly yellower than the rest. It probably bruises yellow would be your guess, though you haven't like physically touched any of them yet. So
Absolutely. Can I see what it's actively eating versus not eating? Like more so than just the bones? Like going off on that?
Yeah, it hasn't touched the wood of the shovel, or the metal of the shovel at all, and in fact, it seems to be growing in the other direction. You can't tell if it is the fruiting body of the fungal mat that you sort of see everywhere, or if it is a different fungal species.
All right.
They are not competitive if it's two species, in that they seem to be growing in and out of each other.
Okay, so they seem mutual, but I can't tell if they're the same plant.
Correct. Yeah.
That's all good information. And to finish up on my 10 minutes, I guess I'll lower myself trying to be stealthy while everybody else is doing their thing.
All right. Jory, what were you doing in this 10 minutes?
I was engaging my divine sense and moving towards the water.
Okay. So hold on just a second. Your divine sense.
What is my speed anyway?
It'll be on your character sheet.
Well, yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
30.
guess
It's 30.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna guess it's 30 because that's the standard for the medium-sized creatures.
I think that's
Yeah.
30.
So as you pass by that group of mushrooms, there's another skeleton there.
Oh, there totally is.
It doesn't seem to have anything on it. Like it's pretty much stripped down to the bones.
Huh. Yeah, and so like my divine sense actually occurs as like a smell, right? Like a.
So it actually is it's a compound sense. So things that are celestial smell really good to you. What really good to you means is an aspect of your character, right? If things are fiendish, they smell really bad to you. Sorry, I don't mean celestial and fiendish. I mean good and evil. My bad. Like you literally smell the scent of evil, right?
Right.
But also you can detect fey, celestial, and fiends within 60 feet of you, and that's a different sort of that's more like a spidey sense kind of thing. And it doesn't give you specific details, but it's like Highlander quickening,
Yeah, I think I understand.
I can smell God here.
Right, exactly. It's like there's
What?
another like me nearby.
You can smell God? Yes, I'm sure he's here with us right now.
And you have 10 minutes, so you're not limited to 30 feet. 30 feet's what you can move in 6 seconds.
Oh shit! Well, if I have 10 minutes, then okay. I do want to engage my kind of divine sense. I don't know how long that takes or whatever. I'm trying to smell out.
That's actually instantaneous. That's not a spell. That's just a thing you can do. Like wiggling your nose.
Okay, yeah. So I see. Well, that's the first thing I do. I guess the first thing I do is travel to where I am. Notice there's a skeleton there. Try to get to a place between the skeleton and the lake, maybe here, where I can smell all of it at once, and then go, okay, what's evil here? How evil is this? Is this evil?
Right. There's no obvious sense of evil. That, by the way, is the name of a kick-ass noir film.
Is this evil?
But there isn't the scent of evil. It's
the scent of evil. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
Anyway, but
it's Chanel number 5, by the way.
Right, absolutely.
Oh shit! There's another skeleton over here. I can't ping the map.
Right, there is another skeleton there. In fact, why don't you roll insight for me?
Like that. Middle of the road.
Yeah, that said, you do see a little world space tag appear at almost every copse of mushrooms that now says skeleton.
Oh shit. Oh shit, yeah, there's another one there, and there totally is. Holy crap. There are skeletons on all of these. Were those there in the graphics before, or no?
Did you say that out loud?
They were there in the graphics before, yeah. Be cool if I could make them appear on command, though.
I'm just saying, I didn't actually notice that there was one in every single copse of mushrooms until you were like, and then the UI tells you. And then I looked, and I was like, oh, fuck, they were there the whole time.
Does Jory say...
In your defense, some of them are easier to see than others.
Yeah, but it's the gorilla dancing around in the background.
Does
And if you
Jory
get that reference,
say-
you're a nerd.
I am a
get
nerd.
it. I do get it, and I also thought that everybody else who didn't see it was literally lying to me. But anyway, did you say that out loud that you see blue boxes pop up saying that the mushrooms are skeletons?
Since I have 10 minutes and this is pretty leisurely, and that was probably only a few minutes in, I probably do go, oh, hey, everywhere. Everywhere
Yeah.
there's the mushrooms, there's a skeleton. You guys.
Because I know that there's turn order, the thing I will do in response is just heft my pickaxe looking at the skeleton near me dubiously.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not
Suspiciously.
pretending like it's a game. I'm playing it as though it's experiential, and so I, of course, go, bloop, and it all lights up, and I go, oh, hey. Okay, what else happens with the UI? Nothing? Just skeleton, bloop, 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 bloop.
Yep, that's it.
Huh. Well, I kind of don't want to go digging around in mushrooms, and I also think this lake is fucking disgusting. But I feel like we're gonna have to do something about the lake. Maybe like the lake is the infection that's spreading this blight, or something gross like that.
Does any of you have purify water?
That just makes me think of Konosuba.
Not a useless goddess after all.
Okay. Table talk, yes, I do. I
Does
can't
anyone
actually
have purified
respond
water
right now.
and a metal cage?
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
do
I
or do
only have
not
divine
have
sense
to
and lay on hands. All I have is divine sense and lay on hands, and I'm kind of a badass otherwise. And a charismatic badass, so I'm like, poach me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.
What was that, Verde?
I was continuing with the Konosuba joke, and I was like, all right, do I or do I not have to cage you?
Let's be honest. We can't trust them no matter what they answer.
If Watson has purify water, all we need to do is dip him in like a tea bag and we're good.
Yeah. It's probably best if we cage them just in case. They might lose their nerve, we don't know.
Right. No, to be fair, what Watts actually has is purify food and drink, so it probably wouldn't be able to purify that entirely.
I can drink away.
Nope. Watson is saved. It's not purify water. All right, I got you.
Could I get away with maybe 35 more
So
feet
actually,
of
wait a
movement?
minute. No, this brings up an interesting question that I've had before.
Yeah, Jory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what were you saying, Verde?
Oh no, you said yeah, Jory. I'm sorry. I was
asking a question. I'm good. I just wanted to move maybe 30 more feet. So I'm going to move here, and that's going to be, I guess, the end of my movingness. And if there's anything my perception shows me or whatever, I can roll,
What was your interesting question, Verde?
Is any significantly mixed body of water soup?
Are you saying?
We've had this conversation.
Does anyone
There's a whole
have
game
a
about it.
bottle or two of Mio on them?
Gross.
We have a solution. This is basically
It's
drink.
not a solution yet. It's only a solution once you add it to your water. And
Right.
Right. So just add it to the lake.
It's why I wasn't. It's why I wasn't concerned. It's because I was going to be like, well, if we all consider the lake to be soup, all of us in a group, then the belief of us four should, in fact, empower Watson enough to purify the lake for us to consume it.
postmodern
Right.
magic. Postmodern
Right.
magic.
Unfortunately, it only works at a 5-foot radius sphere, so.
You're saying by pure virtue of everyone being like, yeah, hey, that looks pretty good.
We've already
empowers them
determined-
divinely.
we've already determined it's booch. That is not soup, it's booch.
Still a drink, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
only when you siphon it off the top of the SCOBY.
I don't know. I mean, you can get
Gross.
the SCOBY inside of the can at stores, and they sell it still as a drink and not as a whatever you
experiment.
would call. Yeah, garden's goods. So
Just remember,
Gross.
kids, to drink the ferment. What's the pasteurized version of it? That's the good stuff.
Jory, that pickaxe looks salvageable. The skeleton doesn't have anything identifying on it. No, like, jewelry that managed to stick around after the mushrooms ate the flesh. Nothing like that.
Sure. I don't think I need a pickaxe. And I don't want to touch it. I am interested to look at it, so I'll look it over and what's the interface between the mushrooms and the lake? Are they just kind of growing right out of the surface there, like no problems?
Yeah, I know they seem to be growing primarily out of the ground, but some of that ground is under the water, so it doesn't seem to have any issue with that.
Can I see the SCOBY under the water?
Oh, you can certainly see the SCOBY in the center of the lake. It's even, like, burbling.
Oh. Okay, well...
What does it smell like?
I'm glad it's not evil. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I can smell it, I'm sure.
I mean, it smells pretty bad, but it doesn't smell evil.
Right. I guess I have a plus one for nature.
It smells kind of like cow farts, honestly.
Yeah, but I am too I'm too grossed out by the stink. I rolled nature, but I rolled.
Yeah, I was gonna say clearly. You're like, woo!
I was like, oh God,
do not go in there.
Wow, woo! I can't
you didn't
analyze
want to smell that with a human nose. You especially didn't want to smell that with a rabbit nose.
Right. I'm kind of twitching. My ears are flexing.
Hey, Jory. If you kiss her, I'll turn you into a prince.
I get that joke. I get that.
Prince of the land of stench.
Yeah, come over here.
No, you're gonna have to climb this mountain. You're gonna have to get here.
I can probably jump up that.
All right, your ritual has concluded, Phalian.
All right. So, I did the detect magic, yes?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, your nothing is highlighted in the UX. And you don't see like the typical like heat map effect that you might expect based on what the cure or the detect disease does. But that might just be that there's nothing magical around you. It's hard to say.
I'm going to kind of do a stroll around just to
All
be
right.
sure.
Yeah, everything seems pretty dark. What is the range on detect magic? Do you remember?
I want to say it's 30.
Yeah, 30 feet. Okay.
So, slowly kind of going around. Here. Kind of checking around the trees, checking around the spore pile.
I'm gonna back you up to right here
Okay.
and stop time for a second. The tree, the dead tree in front of you, it's a big tree. It also very clearly has the shape of a woman in its trunk.
Huh. This tree's got a woman shape on it.
There's a woman in a trunk? This is turned for the worst.
No time to be reversed.
No, come on over here, guys. Check it out.
Yeah, as you say that, it steps forward from the trunk of the tree.
Yikes.
And screams inarticulately at you. And we are now in strict turn order.
All right. So then, am I up first, or did I roll a higher initiative?
No, you are up first.
Okay. I'm going to speak to it in Druid.
Yeah. Also,
okay.
I speak Sylvan. Does that register?
I mean, it's probably too far away for you to be able to speak to it effectively. It's pretty far from you.
Okay, so I didn't even hear it scream?
No, you certainly heard it scream. It's not that far away from you, but it's on the other side of the lake.
No, I agree. I agree. I was just curious if I understood it, or was it just an inarticulate scream of rage?
It was just like there was no words in it.
Gotcha.
And, attempt to persuade and say, "Hey, hold on, we're here to help you. Here. Sure, you want this cleaned up."
You want to roll for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jory. The sound you heard is the sound that the man in black makes now.
Aha, okay, I totally understand.
Oof. That's not the case.
Yeah, maybe it's a language barrier. Maybe she didn't really want to hear what you had to say. But whatever the case, she wasn't listening to that. Talking's a free action, though, so you still got your turn ahead of you.
What I'm going to do is get my shield up, back up this way. I think 5, because he's short. Yeah. And shout, "Hey, no killing blows. We want to try to help this dryad." Or tree lady.
All right. No, I mean, you are you. You could pretty much figure out that's a dryad.
Actually,
right?
kind of, that's a thing I'm slowly remembering is like, we are us. That's actually why I asked what year it was, is because what idiom should we be using? And technically, we should be using some half-assed in between. Wait, I know what character I brought, but really I'm me.
Are you gonna do anything else, like reserve an action, maybe, or?
Well, no, I used my action. I don my shield.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit tight.
Cool.
Huh?
What? Yeah, what, mate?
I just said hi.
Oh.
What's a hap, Sozo?
Yeah.
Woman in the park.
Serenade.
So she didn't move too far. She gonna
featured here on the DOP Crew channel.
Yeah, no, she steps forward. She gets maybe like 20, 25 feet before she stops. And she makes a gesture. How do I do this from here?
Crap, is this triangular hole a pit that they dug?
Oh, that's an interesting. You mean the skeletons?
Did these skeletons with the picks dig the hole that is now full of water and the SCOBY?
I see what you're saying.
It has regular lines. It's a triangle.
Yeah. I wonder why it won't. Huh. Hold on. I'm gonna have to pull this spell out of the list of spells so I can cast
Also, can the siren stop?
Yeah, that's living in crime city. All the mafia. Bootleggers.
She's just not a fan of that particular.
She gestures at you. Again, her mouth opens in a scream. But apparently that's enough to get the job done.
I don't know that Dryad Scream is among the things I have.
What?
I have fairly articulate Sirenscape sound ring.
Right, but not Dryad Scream.
But I don't think Dryad Scream is something I readily have. Like, I'm sure somewhere in here there's something that'll pass, but I can't grab it fast enough.
I was looking at Siren Screen the other day.
Sirenscape is good for what I use it for. I think it's pretty great for what I use it for. I'm not at all sad about any of the money I've spent on it.
I mean, yeah.
Could you
That said, they don't, sponsor my stream or anything. Sirenscape that I use every time I play D&D.
Could you please do a strength saving throw for me?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
No, he said no.
I clicked it. That didn't. But yeah. I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
if it's to not be tangled, I think I would have just automatically failed the save anyway, just because it's like trying to show being non-threatening.
Yeah, I mean, you are entangled. Basically, that counts as restrained.
Yeah.
Where's my combat track? Oh, there it is. See, I did that all wrong. And now I'm going to have to do this by hand because I suck.
Remind me the attributes of restraint. Is that just not able
to... Yeah, your movement speed is 0. You have disadvantage on melee attacks, and melee attacks against you have advantage.
Okay.
That is the Dryad's turn, however. Watts. There's been some crazy screaming going on in the last 6 seconds, coming basically from the north of you.
He probably had just enough time to finish.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, technically, your ritual ended at the same time that that Neuro's did, so you could probably move up, another like 35, 40 feet before your technical turn begins.
About 6 squares?
Probably more like 8 even. Like, you could probably put yourself somewhere within proximity of where Neuro's at right now, actually.
Like there?
Yeah, exactly.
While I was walking over here, because ritual is over, was there any areas that were denser with the poison and disease?
Denser is kind of a weird way to put it. But yeah,
heat map.
Right, like the water's definitely a hot spot, but also the mushrooms are a different color map than the other fungus.
So not just filth, but 2 kinds of filth.
Yeah, I mean, they're not any more or less intense in the sort of like brightness scale of a heat map, but they are not the same.
So, like, say one's blue, one's red.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, one's heat map runs from like purple to yellow, and the other runs from red to blue.
Okay. We're headed towards a Dryad. How does she and her tree appear?
Well, that tree is completely covered in disease. And while she is not, like your sense doesn't tell you anything about her. But you can kind of tell from her behavior that she's not behaving rationally.
Okay, so I can move 30 feet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna move there. Okay, movement consumes my action completely, or is that considered separate?
So you have an action, you have a movement, you have a bonus action, and then you have any like free actions like talking or anything like that you want to do.
Okay, so I'll move to here, and then I'm going to use one of my spell slots and create water above her tree.
Gotcha.
I'm going to try to use it to wash off as much of what's on her tree as possible.
Interesting tactic.
I'm gonna do all
Yep.
10 gallons.
You're not quite in range yet. Looks like the range on that spell.
It's 30 foot. That should be
her,
1, 2,
her
3,
tree
4,
is,
5.
Yeah, her tree is further than that.
Well, that was the tree she popped out of, I thought?
No, she popped out of that big dead tree north of you.
Oh. My bad then.
You still
I'll
got some
take
move
back.
left, don't you?
By the way, it's 2 o'clock. I mean,
friends.
12 o'clock.
I was going to say, my friends, it is time. I have a
What
reduced.
time is it?
I have a reduced capacity. Hold up, let me do this shit. All right. And by that I mean I'm not running on multiple computers at the present. I'm only running on the one. So boom, there's a link. That link is one that others historically have followed in order to fund the arts. And by the arts, I mean stuff the Snipe Hunter and I do, like artistically, things we create, and sometimes it even pays, weird tax debts and shit. Anyway, love ya, mean it. Right now, we are taking the time to honor all of those that have ever gone there and given on the regular or even a few times. And we're here to say this one is for you. Thank you very much.
From the bottom of our hearts.
You guys
Thank
rock.
you.
We
And
love
be
you.
chuffed.
Thank you. You should be
Cheers.
chuffed. You should be
Glory
chuffed
and
because
health.
you are patrons of the arts. Glory and good health,
Chuffed.
as Verde said.
Cheers.
Jeff. Cheers. Clink. I'm gonna take a sip of this beer.
Cheers, guys.
And there's beer.
And a beer. In the fridge.
In the fridge. Exactly.
Your name is Harry Canyon. I mean, it's kind of like Mike Hawk, right?
Right. Watson. Is there anything else you want to do, or?
No one's really damaged.
I mean, from the outside, it seems that way.
You know what? I didn't take the psychologist class, so I don't really have any options for that. Not so much. No, I don't want to. I'm with. If she gets close, I'll hit her with my mace. But I agree with Felon. I'm going to try to knock her unconscious so we can talk with her, not try to kill her.
Right on. YOLO.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and roll with them. If they want to, try to get themselves killed with this crazy thing, then sure.
Yeah, given that we were sorry to interrupt, man, I apologize. Given that we were doing 10-minute slices before this started, I'll give you 60 feet of free movement before your turn starts.
Oh, thank you. Which tree did they pop out of? The big dead one over to the north?
Yeah, basically the one on the north tip there.
I would have a good line of sight of this whole scenario as it happened too, like from the top of this cairn.
Yeah, your vision range won't let you see the dryad mechanically, but you actually could see her from where you are because you're up on that mound.
Well, plus all the noise probably gives him some sort of locational, like, something's going on over there, because it keeps screaming, and we're like, we are babbling amongst ourselves. You said she came out of the one with the visible roots, right?
The dead tree north of her. Here, I just made her visible to all of you. You should be able to see her.
Oh, I can see. I've been able to see her. I just mean the tree she came out of is this one with all these roots sticking out, just north of her.
Yeah, those are branches. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Branches.
Yeah, it's dead. It's just a dead tree.
Yeah. Dead. Well, darn dryad living in a dead tree. There's your problem.
So you said 60 feet of free movement?
Yeah.
I see it. Thank you. That's actually one cool thing about Roll20 is the ability to be like, hey, you mean this ping?
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have an equivalent in Fantasy Grounds, actually.
And to think, I called Roll20 a dog in an interview recently.
It's because it is.
Thank you for confirming. But what I said was, we were talking about D&D games, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in like 3. 2 are Fantasy Grounds and 1's Roll20, but Roll20 is kind of a dog. And I saw one of the people in the interview kind of wince, and I'm like, I mean, it has a memory leak. You can't play a long game without it. Crap. I'm sorry.
Did they work on it or something?
No, it was nothing like that. They actually it wasn't like they like flinched, but they were like, and I was like, what? It is a dog.
They're like, but I use Roll20.
Yeah, I do too. One out of 3 campaigns still uses Roll20.
1 out of 3 DMs actually uses Roll20.
Right, exactly.
Right up until they don't anymore, and Fantasy Grounds is in Unity, way more stable, right?
So you pointed the Dryad and scream, Yola?
Yeah, I point at the Dryad and scream, and if I get its attention, I'm gonna start moving up.
Oh no.
As you do, 2 of those mushroom piles begin to stir.
That's beautiful.
Oh shit! It's a mushroom dryad.
Doesn't stop what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna use up.
No, but a dryad of mushrooms.
And it's actually
weird.
This is perfect because I can use my movement and then I can hit one of these things. Then.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
But you can imagine as I'm moving up to this thing right now, I point at the thing, scream, and I say, "If you don't bloody calm down right now, I'm gonna chop you and all of your limbs into the firewood I'm gonna use to burn down this entire blasted fucking forest." You hear me?
Speech is a free action, and I'm shouting, "No, no, 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 no!"
That I use to create my flint-napped sticks that I'm going to use to eat all the squirrels that shit in your house, you bloody
oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
And
roll intimidate for me.
Okay. I'm gonna rage though.
Right on.
Well done, well done.
Shit. Is there a button or do I have to set that up because Fantasy Grounds is...
No, if you go to actions,
this is the same problem he was having before.
Yeah, if you go to actions, expand rage, click the little magnifying glass, and then there's a button next to the word effect that should apply it to you.
There we go.
Bam, just like that. And then put a pip through rage because you cast it.
Yep. And with my free hand, not my left hand, which is currently using the pickaxe to gesture at her.
Fuck man, so we're just doing it.
I'm going to whip the fuck out of the thing in front of me.
Yeah,
well, here we go,
man. Oh, that's a hit, but go ahead and control click on that before you roll your damage. And then roll your damage.
And if you kindly, could I retcon just 5 feet back?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Do you have reach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, technically these are 10 feet squares, so you don't actually have to move your character back. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
I actually forgot they were 10 feet squares.
I was treating the 5
because I'm using my whip.
Oh, damn, nice. 11 damage. That's spicy
nice
for a
hit.
level 1 character.
Still, this is about to be sucky as fucky. Especially if there's more than one of these, like, myconid dryads.
Yeah, all right. Do you have any bonus actions or anything you want to take?
No.
Oh, I guess you raged. I guess that is your bonus action, huh?
Yep. No, right now, I'm too busy kind of foaming at the mouth. I've gone sort of glass-eyed.
All right. You're up, Jory.
Yeah, you said it's my turn, right?
Yeah, and I'll give you 60 feet of free movement before your turn actually starts.
But these are each 10 foot.
Yeah, though I gave everybody else 5-foot squares worth, so go ahead and do that.
I appreciate
I didn't realize that until you told me.
I didn't notice it until I saw the distance marker on your target and was reminded that I set this up.
Oh, you're right. I see. Yeah, I see it now. Actually, when I float over you, so I saw what you just did, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And my shouting was probably just a quiet sort of murmur to Verde or YOLO. He probably just kind of heard me go. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, pretty much. You're like trying to yell over the water feature of a golf.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, yeah.
While he's hacking at something, and I'm like, no, don't do that, don't do the hacking.
Right, speechless mouth gif. Yeah.
There's no hacking involved. I just whipped it.
Don't.
You whipped it good.
You did whip it good. You whipped it good, indeed. Shit, and these are my friends, so I can't even say, like, I leave you to die. Well, fuck.
I mean, you could, but you'd be saying things about your friends.
That's what I'm saying. Also, I as I was saying, I have this dawning apprehension that this is a dryad of her tree is dead. And these mushrooms are
It can
a
get
thing.
better.
If she doesn't rationally talk to us, I'm
a dungeon master, and so as a dungeon master who plays characters, who was trying to make a cool character because my dungeon master said play a character you've never played before. I'm looking at this and I'm like, holy crap! That's a dryad that is mushroom dryad, which is like a whole weird, cool concept on its own. What? Oh fuck, we're fucked. So I'm conflicted. Do I run towards Verde's character to try to save his ass?
Oh, I'll give you this one for free. Don't forget that you have that hippity hop thing. That's probably a mobility enhancer for you.
Actually, I think it is. Is the one near me? Is this skeleton right here that I'm standing exactly right next to doing anything weird?
No. It's not animating or anything conspicuous like that. This southern side of this lake has basically been deathly still the whole time you've been here. Are you not pushing to talk or something?
Yes, I'm not pushing to talk. Exactly. So, for every 5 feet that I walk, I can roll a d12 and move that many feet in a direction of my choice. And my speed is 30.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure I might, depending on my rolls, be able to get all the way over to where Verde is.
Okay, once during your turn, when you walk at least 5 feet, you can hop, rolling a d12 and moving that many feet in the direction of your choice.
Oh, thank God! It's only once per your turn.
So it's not broke as fuck. The way that it was
every
appeared,
5 feet you can hop. Oh God, okay, that's
well, right, but like
hold up, it's still actually pretty OP, right? Because you can take your full move, which is more than 5 feet,
30.
and then hop for an additional d12.
Okay. Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's still hella powerful.
What I'm gonna do.
The original way that I read it was
me too. I was like, wait a minute,
he gets to hop.
Right, that's how I read it too. Is wait a minute, but I missed the once per turn. Hop.
It's not like
that. Yeah,
no, I missed the once per turn. Yeah. I missed the once per turn. It's my bad. But I was like, wait a minute, if it's just every 5 feet, I can move anywhere I want. And we're treating these like 5 foot right now?
Yeah, for your 60 feet of free movement, yeah. So your 120 feet of free movement, basically.
So that's 60, and then I roll a d12. Get another 5 feet, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I roll to there.
And then now your turn starts for real.
Okay, and do I get another 30 feet then?
Yeah.
No.
Though 10 feet squares, so
Okay.
2 tiles. Yep.
Shit, do I want to go into the mushrooms or no? No. 30, and I'm there.
Gotta remember, I'm resistant to that kind of crap.
Got something to throw?
I have a trident, but I don't know that I want to throw it at a mushroom.
Trident's not a javelin, if I recall.
Yeah, actually, I might
Trident
have
has
to
a
stab
throwing, I thought.
I don't know. I'll have to look, but I'm not going to
I'd
throw
have
it
to
one or
look
the
it up.
other.
I feel like that was one of the caveats with that weapon.
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna.
Trident has throw, but I'm not going to use
Oh,
it.
cool. All right, cool. I'll be right back. Actually, so hold that thought. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Oh,
No
good
problem.
idea.
The only reason why I know Trident has a throw is because my favorite, or when I discovered that the whip was my favorite weapon, I was simping for the Trident at the time. And so with Verdicus, I went Trident Whip. And
Oh,
that's when I discovered the fact that the whip was awesome.
I'm gonna ask when Snipe gets back, but do I get a second? Do I get a second hop? He'll probably say no, but if I did get a second hop, then I could get even closer.
I think you were getting your initial movement to into place, so you should maybe able to get this might actually be your first hop for the turn, because he gave us a bit of range to move beforehand. If I understood correctly.
Yeah, well, I did one hop, and then I did my second 30 feet, but I didn't do a second hop, and so I was like, do I get a second hop? You gotta wait. We'll have to wait till he gets back.
Your stream is completely silent.
We're being completely silent.
No, I mean, Ombo's Twitch stream is completely silent.
There's music going on.
Weird, my volume's turned all the way up and I hear literally nothing.
You were not hearing the Shakira?
No, let me reload my stream. I think
I'm
Twitch
sure
fucked me.
it was happening. I was seeing the buttons, man.
I could see you dancing. That's why I was like, what the fuck, man?
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie. That song, dude, for some reason, that song just, for no reason, it's one of the many songs that just pops into my head just randomly out of the whole world of songs that could pop into my head. And what's really weird is that I'm on a Facebook group that's about ADHD and autism and a crossover and shit like that. It's all memes about the crap. And one of the ones that just came floating by on my stream once was like, does your brain ever just randomly go, Shakira, Shakira? And I was like, called out. Because yes. Also, that song kind of came out when I was first working at Backbone Entertainment, and I was living in a motel because I was trying to find like kind of a forever home for my family who was living in Colorado, while I had taken this new job many, many, many miles away in the Bay. So I was living in a motel, and every morning I would wake up and turn on the news, watch the news shit, and then throw on MTV until I was ready to go to work. And I was riding my motorcycle too, which I brought from Colorado to California in the back of a fucking U-Haul with the rest of my shit. But anyway, so I used to jam that song every morning because it was hip on MTV. It would just come on and it's like, crank it up because I lived in a motel and whatever. So, Shakira, Shakira.
Yeah, the funny thing from that era was one of the people I raided a mile with, whenever we'd be on a raid, like once or twice during basically every raid, he'd like pick someone out and say that, like, hey, so-and-so, kind of like all serious, like, they're like, yeah? He's like, my hips don't lie.
I'm starting to feel it's right.
Yeah, and
Let's
he just that one line, and that was just like one of his quirks. Dude,
check these hips out. They don't lie.
Quite a character.
I have no idea why that song has hooks in my brain. I have no idea, like, other than that experience. But
Jory, were you going to do anything else? What? Like, your turn wasn't actually over before I ran to pee. So.
Shit. No. What I said one other thing, but it wasn't super important.
That's the question. Does he get a hop now?
That's right. Do I get a second hop?
We're doing a move.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then if you really want to get yourself just up in the mix, I think you could take a dash.
A dash would be a full-on action.
Is 8 only one of these because they're 10, right?
Yeah.
Well, what other action did he take?
Bloop. All right. Cool. While I'm there, there's really not much I can do at this range.
Would dash actually be beneficial at this point?
I mean, he could get into range, but at this point, he could probably close next turn anyway, so...
That's what I'm saying, and I'm not really worried about this little mushroom so much as, there's a lot of these little mushrooms.
So far, we only have 2 mushrooms and a dryad. That's not horrible.
Right, but there's a lot of these mushrooms around, and they're everywhere where these dead people are, and make the connection, you guys.
You're saying walking mushroom people, mushrooms that eat corpses, ...
Dead people, wherever there are mushrooms, and the mushrooms are aggressive. So those...
The fact that we don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mushrooms. We only have 2.
My UI blew up with a pointer over every single one of them, which means they're all mobs. We just haven't aggroed them all. Hey, and I just said it. I just bridged the gap. I just crossed over. There we go.
The thing is, we are close enough to have aggroed 3 different ones over here.
No, I think it happens when you attack them, which is what Verde did, which is why I was screaming at it.
No, they had to have started moving before Verde attacked them, because otherwise how would Verde know to attack them?
Yeah,
I thought he just
him
whipped
screaming
one.
at the dryad, which caused them to wake up.
Okay,
Exactly.
well, so, yeah, he pissed the he pissed the fucking Mycomancer off. It's a Mycomancer. Can we have this conversation all in, like, we're all shouting this at one another?
Yeah, it's too bad you guys don't have TeamSpeak. Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, are we all on,
It's the anime cuts back and forth to either people yelling or people just, like, thinking the things real loud.
Right, exactly. I think we're all shouting. I think every one of us is shouting, wait a minute, does this mean blah, 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 exposition? No! Exposition. Well, that means the Dryad is controlling these things, and you did this!
Actually, that's the draw of my character, is that he only actually goes into ranting when he rages.
No, but we all do it because this is an isekai.
No, that's what I'm saying is that no, my character is the Sasuke character. He doesn't talk that much.
Oh, I see. You're the huh.
Yep, except for when he gets mad and then he starts, ranting.
Right. Spitting mad.
Yeah, I know. I have too much of a character. Like I'm a rabbit, so they're gonna sell a lot of toys of me. So I speak loud and often.
So are you gonna reserve an action or dash or?
Shit, I don't really want to dash, so I'm gonna reserve an action for if anything comes within attack range of me, I will attack it.
All right.
I just realized we're a Bandai product.
I mean, probably pages of Shonen Jump, if we're being honest.
Also Bandai product.
All right, Valiant, it's your turn now, man.
I'm just saying, looking at the toys that we're gonna make. If
you can make
use them.
a strength save if you want to try to break those restraints.
Not yet. First, I want to kind of shout and try again. Both in Druidic and Sylvan this time. Trying to persuade again. Hey, we're here to help. Could you let me go? We're trying to clean this place up for you. Let your tree grow again.
Okay. Do you want to roll persuasion, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, they're all going to be bad rolls tonight, huh?
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, well, she
Wouldn't he get 2 persuasion rolls, 1 per language?
no.
I tried.
Yeah, so
I think it's hilarious that you were like, no.
Yeah, so I think that the way we'll play this out is that she doesn't really seem to register that you spoke to her at all. I mean, you don't know if it's a case of like the lights are on and nobody's home, or if she's not interested in listening to you, or what. But you definitely get the impression the words just didn't register.
Well, looks like we're fighting. Try not to kill.
Did you shout that or just say it quietly?
Yeah, no, I would shout that.
We're kind of far away from one another.
Yeah, do you want to do anything else on your turn, or?
Oh, definitely. This range would make sense to combat. That.
Nice. Impressive. You want to roll damage there?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that hit. And being a creature made of a sort of primordial wood, as you can imagine, that was not a pleasant experience as part of her shoulder catches fire and smolders into embers.
And with that, I think that's about all I can do.
Alrighty.
Actually, no. As a bonus action, can I grab one of the good berries out of one of my belt pouches?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, I will do that and hand it forward, like a gesture, like, come on, I didn't want to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah, she doesn't respond. She's staring right at you though. Like she sees you, she sees you do this. But in the seconds that pass, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like recognition of the act.
Okay.
I think she's too far gone. Unless we
Maybe.
can cleanse the tree, she's just an enemy.
I'm even dubious
Yeah,
of cleansing
that-
the tree. To me, I think she's already I think she's a dryad of mushrooms. Table talk, I guess this is table
That
talk.
tree is dead, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The tree is dead. If the tree's dead, she's a weird warped. This is a
If the tree's
shifted
dead, how is the
dryad
dryad surviving?
with mushroom powers.
That's not how dryads work.
Our
as I
characters
understand.
get to talk like this, so I get to say this shit, but we're yelling across the fucking lake.
Okay. How to play this? There is a piece of D&D lore that you guys in real life clearly don't know. But I mean, conceivably, you could know.
Okay, so how do we roll that?
Conceivably,
Is it wisdom or int? I think it's whiz, right? Well, no, it's int. It's int.
I'm gonna say insight.
it's a
Okay.
no roll.
I'll go with that.
Why don't you all roll insight for me?
Do I get disadvantage?
No, man.
What do I get disadvantage to? Because I'm raging?
I think that's int checks, right?
Dang.
Wait, hold up. Insight is which stat?
It's a skill.
Wisdom.
Okay, cool.
But it's also us off the skill page.
Oh, I see what
No,
happened.
I know. If you, there was no.
I see it. I didn't know you could do that.
Me neither, and that fucked with me.
Okay. Phalion and Watts, you remember from reading the monster manual on dryads. The dryads can, in fact, survive when their tree dies. It is, however, a catastrophically traumatic event for the dryad in question.
Yeah, it's super fucking evil.
They usually go mad. It's really rare for a dryad to maintain their sanity after their tree dies.
Okay, so there is no saving this dryad. She's gone
That's not
cray-cray.
necessarily. If we can knock her out, we can try to remedy the tree with holy.
Goddamn, you are so kind.
That tree is dead.
Yeah.
There is no bringing it back to life. There is no fixing
That's what
it.
I'm saying. We're not casting
Alright.
mending on this shit.
Fair enough.
Like, I don't have resurrection. I can't res the tree. So... Fair cop?
Yeah, fine.
It's not that I don't want her to live, man. It's just... I thought she was in the tree right in front of me. I didn't see she came out the dead one. I failed you. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it is definitely that Mike and Feld's turn.
Yeah, it shambled forth from its pile of mushrooms, heading towards Yolo. And it sort of like convulses, and it spits forth a sphere of like dusty pollen or spores.
Joke's on you, fucker! I'm already dead!
It's centered around itself. It doesn't, like, you don't think it was trying to attack you.
No, it was just barfing out a defensive perimeter.
But that's its turn. Okay, Dryad. She strides forward, sort of beelining for you, Phalion. As she does, you see her, like the fingers of her left hand sort of close as if they were holding on to something, and a wicked sort of like branch seems to sprout forth from her palm, forming a sort of brutal club.
Hey, I know that spell just from memory. That's shillelagh.
That is, in fact, Shillelagh. That's her turn. Okay, the mushroom dude right next to you, YOLO, is gonna take a swing at you with its, chubby, fleshy arms.
Bitch is gonna have to hit me first.
Correct. And I'm gonna move it the half step so that we know it's actually stepping at you.
I assume that's what was gonna happen, yeah.
Yeah, it makes a pretty pathetic swing. Maybe it's because you just gave it a whipping last turn. But yeah, it does not even connect. And that is its turn. Watson.
Alrighty then. Make sure I actually have the thing targeted. Trying to figure out which one of these I want to cast. Did I not activate that right?
Do you have it set to combat mode in the lower left?
Yeah, he does not.
Okay.
I thought I did.
On your character screen, go to actions down at the bottom where it says mode. Click on standard and change that to combat.
Then control click your target. It looks like you've got the dryad. And then
Why was it already not?
Open up the magnifying glass.
Yeah, for Toll of the Dead, and then there'll be a button next to cast, a button next to attack, a button next to save, etc. So you want to, yeah.
Looks like there you go.
Okay, no. That's her failing that save.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she's taken some damage, hasn't she? Or no?
Oh, click the damage button.
I have 2 different damage buttons.
Oh, are you asking if
Yeah,
she's taken any damage yet?
Yes.
Yeah. She has not taken any damage yet.
But she is flagged as wounded already? Question mark?
Yeah, because I already hit her.
Did you hit her?
Yeah, with the fire on her shoulder.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, she has taken damage. My bad, dude. Nice. That savages her pretty badly. Yeah, she clutches her head, and seems to like convulse for a moment. And as she does, like a thick, black sap bursts from between her fingertips as if her ears were gushing this material.
Ah.
Gotta keep their heads ringing. Ring ding dong. Ring a ding 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 dong. Bring you
Grim.
dead.
Never let me get on your bad side, Watts.
Ding, ding.
All right. Anything else you want to do, man?
I think that's all I can do this turn.
Well, you haven't moved. I mean,
I don't really.
Could he pull me out or give me a tug or something?
I would have had to
not
come-
after. Yeah, not after casting the spell. No.
I'm going to stay next to him just in case he wants to grab a hold of me to have me help pull him out or something.
Got it. Okay.
Also, I don't want to get flanked just in case.
Yep, I hear you. YOLO. Still raging.
Is a miner's axe a weapon?
It is not.
Also, swapping out weapons is a pain in the ass.
Dual wielding is a pain in the ass, but I can attack singly with either or without incurring the dual wielding rule because I'm not dual wielding.
Yeah, though to be fair, dual wielding two weapon attacking in 5e is not actually that bad. You just lose your bonus damage on the second attack. But that's a miner's pick is not a weapon, so
Yeah, it would be an improvised weapon, which means it'd still be like a D4, and I wouldn't get any of the bonuses for finesse.
Improvised weapons are butts.
I think you can only two weapon attack with simple weapons too, right?
You just got to improvise
Two light weapons.
your butt for a weapon.
Thank you, Sosa.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't even think you can two weapon attack with a pickaxe because an improvised weapon isn't light.
Yeah, that's
it's because butts are thick.
No, that's why I was saying I'm not two weapon attacking. I'm just holding two weapons and can use either or in a single.
Yeah, right. I know, I get you, man.
Couldn't you consider the miner's pick a pick?
I don't know. It's not a war pick.
No, I mean,
it is not. Mechanically, to the rules of 5e as written, it is not a weapon.
Okay.
I don't need it to be a weapon, though. I'll just keep on.
+7. Yeah, that also pretty much fucked it up. Like you actually see the like, you know, the tip of that whip dig out a channel right across this thing's trunk.
I'm gonna turn you into my next pair of clogs, you damned witch! Beads from my
Clogs,
beard!
wow. Yeah, she doesn't actually respond to that. She's busy like clutching her ears. So I don't think she actually heard you.
I'm yelling really loud. But okay.
No, this is a desecrated dryad that you're like.
She's deaf right now.
Are you guys?
This is so gross.
Are you fighting the dryad? You're trying to save her, right?
No. Fucking Verde went full scourge.
No, that's not what happened. I mean, yeah, he did, but that's not what's happening.
I just mean, yeah, he did.
What?
Right, but that dryad didn't really give you an option.
Ah.
He didn't have to attack the fucking mushrooms.
He didn't. He yelled at the dryad.
Oh, that's right. And then the mushrooms attacked him. All right, fair enough.
Sounds
we could have handled this differently.
Did you want to do anything else, Yellow?
No, I'm satisfied.
All right, Jory, it's your turn.
Is indeed. Okay, well, I'm going to take my movement. These are 10, 20, 30. Shit. 10, 20. All right, I'm only going to go to there. Oh, I get to hop! I get to fucking hop!
I mean, you could have also just gone straight diagonal. You could have made it right next to him without hopping if you wanted to.
I'm already holding the D12, man.
You want to hop. Got it in you. You could feel it. That does give you the extra tile.
Yeah, okay. Now shit, do I hop right into these mushrooms and really just like do a thing I really don't want to do or what?
Well, I mean, if you intend to help Verde, that's pretty much your only option. You're a melee fighter.
I sure am. So here I go, pop into the mushrooms, kablamo with my rabbit fucking butt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a soft landing.
Thick with two C's.
Even a little squishy.
Oh yeah, but I'm just like fuck mushrooms, and I just land in the bunch of these mushrooms with all my claws and everything, and it's like blam, blam, blam. And
Not
then,
to be confused with fuck mushroom.
No, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor on your character sheet.
Yeah.
Go to the actions tab.
Yeah, I found that one.
Do you see at the bottom where it says mode standard?
Indeed.
Click that till it says combat.
Gotcha.
Now, I mean, for the stuff that you have, it's not really going to do much right now, but that way it's much easier to access the abilities of your spells.
Oh, dope. Okay, so now I'm standing next to this thing that Verde is engaged with.
Welcome to the killing field!
All right, well, I'm going
to... Control click on it to target it.
That work? I think it did. It says 10 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm just gonna hit it with my maul.
I mean that's probably going to be effective, right?
I'm just saying, hammer to the brain pan, right?
Well, and they're kind of squishy.
Do mushrooms have brains?
Yeah, but then I could roll like total garbage. And
oh yeah, work. That's a miss, sir.
I was too busy being dynamic.
Well, you know what it is. All the mushrooms, like the ground was uneven, and you were kind of repulsed anyway.
I was really jumping in and was like, wow, wow, oh, gross, oh, gross, oh.
Excuses do not become you.
What? Oh, come on, dude. You were in love with a person who just sent you pictures from fucking Israel or some stuff. I don't even know.
What?
That was making a joke about a 419. It was a 419 joke.
Oh. Yeah, it had some real life spice there too. I've heard
419. I don't even know what
that shit.
The fuck?
419 is the Nigerian Prince scam.
Exactly. Like message 419. There's a song about it. Google that.
Okay.
Okay. Phalian, it's your turn.
We get to be our actual real life selves in this campaign, only translated through the characters that we created.
I'm gonna reach out to Watson's outstretched arm and try to pull myself out of the thing here.
All right, go ahead and make a strength check with advantage. Advantage is the ADV button in the bottom left. Yeah, cool. I got used to roll 20, so I forget it's down there sometimes.
Is there actually a plus
forget when
5
in roll 20
advantage?
I've got to do it on the character sheet instead of the bottom left.
Yeah, the bottom right or the bottom left stuff is all the modifiers. So like they're not just for advantage or disadvantage. Like if you have a +2 magic weapon or you have like bless or something, you can put the +2 modifier on your roll.
Is roll 20 what you play redshift in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I'm so fucking smart.
He pulls you out of the entanglement with no problem.
This Fantasy Grounds, this version anyway, is actually in Unity.
Probably.
Yeah. I actually I'm really impressed with some of the stuff that they've done. Like I do have some questions about their UX design, but their implementation inside Unity is actually on point.
Yeah, but
they're also definitely getting the vision thing better. Like the shadowing from what I can and can't see as a character is way better now.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Better light
Yeah.
engine.
At this point, honestly,
Line of sight.
honestly,
engine.
even professional opinion is that Unity and Unreal are your forerunners, so to speak. If I'm going to talk that way about engines, Unity is just fine. Like they have achieved a level of dopeness,
Right.
of
I mean, like
fidelity,
we can argue
I
scenarios.
mean, I think it's a
where
matter
one
of
is-
scale.
Right.
that
I was going to
holds.
say there are strengths and weaknesses to both engines, and they're both good for different things. But I agree that they're both perfectly acceptable. Like,
I'm saying if we took everyone here that's ever worked on a real game and said, all right, let's pick some engines, Unreal and Unity would be at the top of the list.
sure.
I've
part
worked
of
on
that's
some
true.
Unreal games. Does that count?
Your action script 3 going.
How dare none of you laugh at that joke?
I
Sorry,
I said I've worked on some Unreal games. Does that count?
Hey.
Not a real game for certainly, but
Right. I've worked on games that ended up not being
Oh,
real.
let me remove that restrained effect from you because you are no longer restrained.
In fact, one of them started out as a CryEngine game and then became an Unreal game and then became an actually unreal game, like a not real game, if you know what I mean.
All right, an incorporeal game.
Yeah, a game that is not real.
a spectral game.
As these things happen.
A game in its vaporous state.
Actually, I think I'd end up here.
Right. Yep. That makes sense.
And, think I will draw. Yeah, I think I'll draw this. And that'll be it.
All right. He's not actually quite in range. He needs to take one more step, so that's all he's going to get to do. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's all he can. Okay. Miss Dryad, on the other hand. Oh god, that was scary. Right after I praised its UI, it glitched and wouldn't let me put the token down.
I like this map though.
Oh yeah, I threw this together in Incarnate.
Nice.
Okay.
I threw this together. Oh wait, shit, we're gonna play tonight. Also, Incarnate does not, sponsor the stream.
It does not. We are not in any way affiliated.
But they
with Incarnate.
could. We use their product.
Yeah, actually, if I was going to give it a game dev endorsement, building this map, adding the lighting, and the line of sight in Fantasy Grounds after I built the map, from idea to finish. I mean, to be fair, I knew what was here. It took me, I think, 40 minutes total to get this map from nothing to functional.
That's right up there with, hey, I didn't know anything about using this until I used my master class.
Right. I wonder I should sell a master class. I've literally done instruction videos before for Unity.
Certainly have, sir.
More than one at this point, yeah.
Oh my god, did you see this? Did you hear that?
What?
Okay, so Counterfox is hanging on my shoulder looking at the map, and she goes, why the fuck are there just random skeletons littered across the whole thing everywhere? It's like, oh, what? How did they get? They're not rocks, they're mushrooms. They didn't get under the mushrooms. Okay, the mushrooms grew through them. Yes.
All right. She takes a swipe. She takes a swipe at you, Phalian. Oh wait, you're too far away. It would actually have been Watts. It's a miss either way, so it doesn't really matter. But she takes a swipe, and it swings wild. She's completely uncontrolled. She's just a creature of her impulses at this point, really. Okay, YOLO. There is a cloud of spores that puff out of this creature.
I don't need to breathe. You need to breathe.
No, but you do need to inhale to have
Yep.
airdial.
Yep, for what it's worth, even if you could breathe, like, even if this would have affected you, it wouldn't have affected you. So, that said, Jory, can you make a saving throw, a Constitution saving throw for me? 11 or better is what you're looking for.
Wait.
So I get advantages on those.
Yeah,
What you do?
it failed.
Okay. No, I was just saying I would roll twice.
All right, hold on. You said con save?
I actually don't know
Correct.
if it's being poisoned or not, so never mind.
Okay,
That should,
you're good.
Okay, I was gonna say that should probably pass.
I mean, you are a rabbit.
What does that mean?
You have a healthy constitution.
No,
All right,
it means
that's
I
its turn.
fuck a lot.
Yeah, because you have
A healthy constitution, right?
They're related.
Lots of what? T cells? What is
It's
that?
good for the constitution.
You
Watson.
should sleep late.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, it made it save. Does that mean it takes no damage, or does that mean it takes half damage? Do you know?
I believe it's half damage.
Let's look that up.
Told the Dead's a cantrip, right? So usually that's no.
Yep, no damage.
Oh, my bad.
That's too bad, because that probably would have done it. She's hurting pretty bad at this point. Okay, that's a miss. Anything else you want to do, man?
That's about it.
YOLO.
Sorry, YOLO's in my room stealing incense.
YOLO the Bard says, I have the key.
He wants the nog in his own domicile.
Bit of trivia, that's not actually YOLO the Bard that says that, it's Chuckles the Clown.
It is. Sorry, it's my turn, I realize.
It just became your turn, though, dude. You're not that far off.
Now he wanted the nog.
I understand that.
I make a 5-foot step. I'm still in range of Dude Meister too, in fact.
Yeah, you haven't triggered an attack of opportunity yet, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah. I spit on him, and then I look over at the other guy.
You spit on a mushroom,
All right,
really?
what's your plan?
Well, once the thing lets me actually click through, I'm gonna smack him.
Oh, that's a hit.
I actually pay for my weed to not have any seeds in it, and my seeds are pretty cool. I pay for them not to be in my weed.
Yeah, I actually explicitly pay less, so I buy shake. So
I'm just
I expect a seed or two these days.
I'm just like, brah, I paid a premium to not have any seeds in this shit. Why am I?
Yeah, you're pretty effective with that whip. You're figuring out, YOLO. Like even in your rage, you're kind of impressed with yourself. It does not register any response to your raving.
No, we're fucked.
No,
These are mushrooms.
This is how I'm playing raving.
Yep, I understand.
Okay.
We gotta kill the dryad.
All right, anything else you want to do, man?
No, that was it.
Jory Didlington. You know what that town's famous for, right?
Things we can't talk about in public.
Diddlington on the
Actually,
taint.
you click through an age gate here. You can talk through about it here.
Yeah, but what about Neuro's stream?
It's
Oh
going
yeah,
on this
Neuro,
one,
are
too.
you age gated?
I think so.
Better be. Because I just made taint jokes like
Yeah.
twice.
Otherwise, whoops.
You can make take jokes. It's fine.
You've generated
diddle your taint jokes.
this
Jokes about
family
diddling your
friendly
taint.
persona about yourself.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Taint nothing wrong with diddling your.
And
there isn't. Really, there isn't. Let's be clear right now.
To color that,
If you diddle your taint, we still love you
hanging
here.
out with a morally reprehensible group like ourselves.
We're the dope crew. We're not morally reprehensible. We just know that diddling your taint is absolutely acceptable.
I was just making a reference to a little bit of inspiration, a little skit that might have, inspired,
You know what would be so dope is if I could just grab my token and like drag it onto the mic and have it just be an attack, like in a roguelike. Bam, attack.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right. Well, you have a good night.
But
Later, man.
I'll leave you with two thoughts. One, for today, I think I also like the Raven Guard and the Night Lords, despite them being dirty. They're not really likable. I guess I mostly like their Primarch.
You mean
The
Batman?
I mean, honestly, it's a 50-50 between Corvix and Corvus. They're both Batman. Raven Guard and Night Lords, their Primarchs are both Batman, essentially. One of them's just more emotionally disturbed than the other.
I mean, and he literally ruled his planet by being a vigilante, gothic, fear of the night driven.
Right.
Kind of,
Who had no parents.
So what are you gonna do, Jory?
Yeah.
I also like the Grey Knights.
Who doesn't? But the
Right.
custodians are way better.
They're not technically an assert. And then the second thing, I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know if you're just not pushing to talk, but I'm not
No,
hearing you.
I'm waiting for Sozo to be done.
Oh, my final thoughts? Yeah. And then the other thought is, I'm trying to figure out, I feel like maybe narratively, I exist because, like, for the isekai didn't take or something, or perhaps just by virtue of, there's YOLO, and then through just the virtue of the glory that is the name Miguel, I'm here, and they're like, Miguel? And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, where are you? I don't know. I'm just sort of, I guess, in a void or whatever. I guess. What do you do? Are you, like, here on the planet? No. I see what you guys are doing, though. You can do it.
Did I do that right?
Like, I like to think that there's some in-game explanation for why
Yeah, that hit. You just need to roll damage now.
Gotcha.
why I'm here. I haven't figured that out yet, though, but I think that'd be fun.
YOLO's middle name is Miguel.
And then I roll
Exactly.
Yep. And then I roll damage with this other box over here.
Right.
Yep.
The one that lists the damage in it. Exactly. Very
But
nice,
yeah.
sir.
All right, that's what I do to that Myconid.
Good luck killing that drag, guys.
You seem to have lost your
Have a
target.
good night.
Yeah, peace, guys.
Night, man.
Night, man.
So let me apply that damage for
Night,
you
Lord.
because it did not seem to apply.
Oh, somehow I lost my focus.
Yeah, like you untargeted it between rolls or something. I don't know what happened there, actually.
Me losing my focus is something that is entirely just like, experiential to my being.
I know something about that myself. Yeah, that seems to knock it still. Like calling it dead is weird, but
it's a mall, so I basically leapt up with my rabbit haunches
right.
and went,
You squished
bam!
You squished it flat, and it squirted out a sort of like sickly yellow fluid, and fell to the ground in a heap. Its flesh is now slowly yellowing.
Yeah, well, that's good. Like, it's good. It's good that you did that. It's good that you're yellowing.
Which brings us back to failing.
Go. One of these. Nope.
Oh, yeah, that's
Swing
not
and a
going to do it.
miss. And okay, have what I said. Nope, not yet.
All
The
right.
next battle.
All right, Mike at 11. He's going to close with you, Vert. And he's going to take a swipe at you. Oh my God! I actually hit somebody.
Holy shit! You
Holy
actually
shit!
rolled a 19.
Whack! That interrupted something I was saying. Holy crap!
Yeah. Hey, your deathless nature came in handy there.
Thanks.
Yeah. That said, he did sort of smack you pretty hard. For a squishy dude, he's kind of heavy. You know, like almost like being hit with a sandbag.
What the fuck was that?
And that's his turn. All right. Dryad. Dryad is going to. Yeah, Dryad's going to take a swipe at you with their shillelagh.
Dry got a mic and a shillelagh.
And that's a miss. Man. All right. Mike into 3 is dead. I don't know why it's pretending like it's not. How do I mark it as dead?
Does
Well,
it
it's
need to
flagged
do
as
its death
dying.
saving throws?
Oh yeah, that must be why it hasn't marked it. Why it hasn't skipped it yet. That's a good call. Weird that it didn't automate them though. It does for players. Well, that's a fail. All right, Watson, your turn. Nope, that's a successful save.
Yep. And on we roll.
All right, YOLO.
It was a, what's the word? A spoof. It's not.
You're a spoof.
Oh shit.
In fact, I'm gonna blow him up.
Yeah, roll me some double damage.
Oh, is that a crit?
Bam. Yep, that's enough to fuck that dude right up, dude.
It's a
Yeah.
mushroom. Calling a mushroom a dude is very Californian of you.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess it's technically genderless, right?
It's what I'm saying. It's like mushroom is the most genderless, I think.
Yep. All right. Yeah. You fucked that little purple-headed warrior right up.
And then you went there.
I'm just describing its shape. I mean,
Yeah, purple head, little warrior with a purple. I'm there. I hear you.
jokes aside though, dude, he like kind of like he's straight up dead. He comes apart almost like he had seams and you pulled the thread. He kind of turns into a pile of fluffy marshmallows oozing a sick, thin yellow fluid.
I spit on him, and then I look over to the other guy.
They're both dead. Well,
Okay.
the other one's unconscious technically, but it probably is going to die.
I mean, we're gonna jump over and chop it up as soon as we know it's not moving. We're gonna go chop it into bits.
Actually, I'm gonna pick up the corpse of its companion and start beating the unconscious thing with the dead body until it dies.
Seriously, did your mom stop paying for your therapy?
That's funny.
Gotta remember who our characters are, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make a successful attack roll on it, well, technically you already attacked this turn, so
I did.
you'll have to wait till next turn, I guess.
And we're all friends, so apparently we all know. So you start doing this shit, we're gonna be like,
I'm of 3 minds.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Jory. The mushrooms seem to have ceased mushrooming.
Yeah, I see that. So the both of them are dead, right?
Right. Well, they're pining for the fjords. Yeah.
What's going on with the dryad on the way other side of the fucking lake? God damn it.
Oh, I mean, you
She's
can
nearly
see
dead.
it from there. Yeah, she's getting there.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna try to get there, but not through the water because that'd be stupid. They're 10 foot, so I can be like,
You'd have to dash and jump.
yeah, it's like.
Here, let me get rid of that for you. I see it's in your way.
Bonk. I just need to find some way to be like. So that's my regular, and then I can roll.
Did you want to dash?
Yeah, you can double move if you dash.
Yeah, all right, forget that. All right, I guess there, and then I'll roll. You can tell that's a real roll because I flung it. But anyway, 3. It's only 3, which basically only puts me like if I'm gonna be generous.
That didn't land in the chat channel, so that's kind of like you rolled it off the table.
I hate that shit.
Oh, mulligan. All right. I'll take that.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so I'm gonna run all the way to there.
All right.
That's my move. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Phelan, you can see Jory, as he frantically rounds the northern corner of this water.
Like a sprinting rabbit, because I'm actually sprinting, so I'm actually doing the whole like kicking dirt behind me on my fucking digitigrade fucking kick-ass legs.
Practically on all fours. Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Gotta embrace your form, man.
That's a hit.
That's like a spiritual like truth, I think. If we're gonna put that forth on DOP Crew channel, gotta embrace your form.
Yeah, so you cut a pretty deep a pretty deep groove into like we'll say her forearm as she tries to block the shot. It's not enough to take her down, but now she's leaking more of that black sap from a new scar on her arm.
All right. Well, I think that's no reason to try to reposition.
All right. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to skip you there, Dryad. My bad. Yep. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take her turn. Oh, that's a straight up miss.
Yeah.
Bummer. Yep, so she whiffs.
At least this time it hit the shield.
Yeah, right. I need to con save you. Oh, that's good. All right, Watson, your turn. Oh, that's
Really?
that's a resist.
Yep.
The trick is she doesn't have to do that consciously. It's sort of innate to their nature. So, YOLO, you're up, and you are still raging. You got
In
like 6
nature,
more
you
turns
might
of that.
say.
Yeah. It's actually going to be the other way around, I think. I'm going to pick up the unconscious body of Dude Meister and then try to get to the Dryad.
I see. Okay. Well, it's not gonna like it's unconscious, so it's not gonna be able to resist your attempt.
Gross.
And then dashing.
Yuck.
Basically.
Oh, they're 10 feet squares, man.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
wow.
I was counting.
He's faster than me, even though I have the hop.
That's 100 feet dash, right? So I went 5, 10, 15, 20.
Your movement
they're
should be
10
a
feet.
60-foot dash, right?
Oh, it's 30, 30? I thought it was...
Each square is 10.
Dash is double whatever your regular move is.
Oh, no, good point.
And each square is 10.
So that would be a dash right here, actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say it should have brought you right around where Jory is if you took the inside track.
Okay, never mind that.
All right. It's your turn, Jory.
Oh, it sure enough is. Sure sugar. I get 30. If I dash, I get 60. And then I get a hop. That's 3. I'm going to try my hop from here.
Yeah, you could hop in the middle of your move too. It's not the end of your move.
And it's only 2. Does that even give me a whole square? No, right?
No.
No. All right. 10, 20, 30 to where the Dryad is. And I don't think I even have anything ranged. So...
No. Well, and if you dash, you can't. Like, that takes your action, so.
Well, right. I'm not going to dash because that will put me right there with no action. But I don't have a decent range. So I'm just going to stay where I am. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, meta awareness, she's been rolling shit all night.
Oh, no. But if I were to dash to get right up proxy, she'd get an attack on me before I got an attack on her. And I don't have anything ranged worthwhile.
Well, she would get her turn, but there's no target. There's no attack of opportunity just for closing with somebody. It's when you leave them.
Yeah, I know. But there are other people there to soak attacks. You know what I'm saying?
You've got 3 more HP. Get over here.
You're the paladin, dick. All right, I'll dash. $30. Here we are. 30. That's my dash. Now I'm done. I have nothing. I'm exhausted.
No, you're now in A range. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, all right, fuckers. All right, let's shout a lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna
And now
shout
it's
a
her
lot.
turn, so she's gonna turn and attack you. And...
Right? Exactly. Maybe I'll try to sweep her legs, like just with like a not even a real attack, with a just sort of
going for the crane kick.
Just go for the what's this? What? Oh.
Phalion, back to you. Oh, hey, that's a hit. All right, so
And
that
tried to do
knocks
the
her
thing-
unconscious.
Yeah, exactly. To knock her unconscious, but not go for exactly a kill.
Right. Yep.
So
I laugh and I'm like, "You're so kind."
yeah, hold on. Gonna grab one of the barrels of holy water out of the box.
Okay.
And try like pouring some on dry, see if it helps purge out the black stuff and provide any sort of restoration.
Got it. Okay, so a couple of things happen when you do this. It doesn't seem to heal her in any way, unfortunately. However, it does immediately staunch the flow of new material, and the material that is on her surface that's already like exited her body bubbles and hisses, kind of like baking soda and vinegar,
Uh-huh.
and washes away from her body as that happens. So,
Right.
take from that what you will.
Okay.
That is intriguing.
I'd wait for everyone else to gather, but basically my idea is feed her a good berry, try to apply more healing, and if holy water, and if it seems like she's just keep resisting, continuing to be crazy,
No,
just punch her in the head
hold
one
up.
time and knock her out. She'll be restrained.
Hold up.
Right.
I'm right there, right?
Yeah, you're standing right next to her. Hey, Verdi, roll me 1d8 and move half that many tiles with your, like, fuck that thing half that many tiles.
I will totally lay on hands.
Well, we don't want to do too much healing.
Right. So the trick with lay on hands is it doesn't just cure. Like, I see where you're going with that. You're going to try to purge the demon, so to speak.
Oh
right?
yeah, that would be good.
Well, it's me. It's right. It's me
Yeah,
playing the
so-
character I had. So
Right. So pop open lay on hands. If you want, drag the little red dragon into the chat channel so everybody can see it.
yeah, for sure. Oh wait, did that work?
Yeah, that worked like a charm.
Okay.
Okay, good for you. You get to choose whether you're curing a disease or healing HP. So it is actually possible for you to lay on hands without reviving her.
Right. So I guess some part of like my doing it is diagnosis, and I get to choose as I'm doing the magic. Oh, here's where you're fucked up. I'm gonna go this way or that way.
Right, exactly. But it's basically you make a decision at every 5 points worth of lay on hands.
Don't mind.
I'm only level 1, so I'm pretty sure I get 1.
Right, I think you start. Yeah, you get 5 points. I'm pretty sure that's the default for lay on hands.
Right. So to me, I'm standing there. You guys, it looks like she's knocked out and not dead. It's pretty clear to me that my friend who is playing Phelan is like, let's try to keep her alive. So I go, I can lay on hands.
All right, so what is it that you want to do with lay on hands? Do you want to attempt to cure her, or are you going to heal her?
What's your advice?
I would say try to go for the curative approach. We have plenty of good berries to heal.
Right? Okay, how do I roll that?
Go to actions. That's that tab on the side there, actions.
Yeah. At the bottom. Lay on hands. I found it. I can only do it once. Here we go.
Yeah, hit the magnifying glass and then hit the heal button that's down there when you expand it.
Like
yeah,
that?
perfect. Yeah. In theory, that should have
Sorry,
drained
I was
your...
trying to mark the star, but it didn't work.
Yeah, the star is pretty useless. It's basically drop its name in chat. Yeah, so you managed to throw it, about 20 feet into the water. it floats. Okay. So as you lay on hands, having never done this before and never really played a paladin, you're kind of like, and you make the
Right.
try
I'm
to
pretty
do
sure
the
I
force
can.
thing,
Exactly right. I'm pretty sure I know how to do this, and I smack my hands together like Miyagi,
Yep.
right? And then I put my hands on it and I go, oh yeah, and I do the whole thing, the vocalization of it.
Okay. Yeah, whatever it is about that process seems to work. You feel like a warmth that spreads from your hands as if they were that one bread baking anime?
Yeah, right. With the guy that has the fucking mega hands. Yes.
Right. Solar hands, exactly.
Solar hands, exactly. I
and when you look-
apologize to anyone from any Eastern tradition that it feels like I'm mocking them by being Mr. Miyagi in this circumstance. I realize that this character is totally robbing those traditions, and hey, I hope to make a graphic novel out of it someday and have it be a really great thing. Sorry, I love you. Mean it.
Yeah, so apparently it works, because like you look down at your hand and you realize they're literally glowing a golden yellow and putting off a kind of heat. So
hot shit.
You press them to the dryad's woody flesh. And there is an immediate sort of like like how when you sneeze, there's like a release,
Yeah. Friend of mine described orgasm that way.
Sure. Yeah, this is not quite the level of orgasmic. There's no pleasure associated with it, but there is like an involuntary, immediate release. She starts vomiting black bile.
Oh no!
Everywhere.
Like
Exorcist style.
Yeah,
right?
Nice.
I did my best.
I think you did it.
Yeah, she convulses repeatedly. Eventually, the outpouring of this crap stops, and she's still. She doesn't breathe in any sense that you could tell, so you don't exactly know, what state she's in. But she's certainly not worse for wear and better out than in, I guess.
I'm gonna cram a couple of good
better out than
in
in, right?
mouth and try to mash your.
Oh, Ark Survival style, huh? Raising dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Here, eat these strawberries. They're good strawberries.
Yeah.
Right on. I mean, yeah, that's totally doable, and they are magic, and they do seem to have an effect. She doesn't immediately awaken, however.
Yeah, she might be out for an hour.
In fact, let me roll me 1d4 and find out exactly how long she'll be out for.
Right.
But I think we might have actually
yeah.
unfucked this one. Surprising. You might still have cool mushroom powers and be able to help us. But
I'm having a moment where I just kind of laugh to myself that oh my god, my friend Adam told me I had to make a character unlike I've ever made before, and I usually don't ever play a fucking paladin, and now I'm actually that. So I'm just laughing.
I have healing hands.
Right? Oh, for fuck's sake. I rolled the paladin.
That's funny shit. YOLO, before all of this kind of went to shit there, you had discovered some stuff that I don't know that you've shared with everybody else.
Like what?
Did you ever tell them what you saw when you got up over by those hills?
Oh, that stuff. Yeah. I'll share that. In just 1 second. I wanted to actually fuck around with the mycelia layer on top of this here river.
Right. Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to see the nature of the organism that's on top of it.
Got it.
How does it play with the light?
Yeah, I mean, you've
relationships
spent some time on YouTube watching science videos, so you know a little bit about fungi. It looks to you like a mycelial mat is floating on the surface of the water. The water itself, though, is cloudy and like has a particular sort of like jaundiced cast to it. You can't tell if
like
that's
tea, like
right. You can't tell if that's a result of the mycelial mat or the thing the mycelial mat is feeding on, though. You don't know enough to know for sure.
fucking booch. So gross.
Damn it,
By
let
the
me
way,
roll the die. Come on, dude. Let me roll the die. I rolled it like 3 times now.
It's not in the chat channel or something.
yeah, you gotta throw it into the channel.
I have been.
Nope, there you go.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that roll.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a good roll.
Yeah, I guess it was worth the effort. Okay. I don't know what your original intention here was. Was it an action or were you looking for knowledge?
I was looking for knowledge relating to specifically this mushroom and whether or not I could possibly take a sample of the mat and put it in like something.
Okay.
I could probably collect the water and then do experiments on it.
Right. I totally get it. Okay. So as you put this thought together, a blue window appears over the water directly in front of you. That basically lists the steps for collecting a live mycelial sample. And in this particular case, because it's waterborne, it basically suggests filling a sealable container with the medium that it's floating in.
Got little bars.
Delicately cutting out your sample, trying to do as little damage as possible and as clean a cut as you can, and then sort of like float it into your container and then seal it.
Watson!
Sir?
Pickling jar.
Little bar goes.
You need a what?
I need a pickling jar. Give me one of your
Do I have I don't have a jar.
That's why I asked the cook. Oh yeah. Also, I guess I discovered something neat you guys might want to figure out. I think I know at least a bit of the story behind these deceased. And I kick the skull of the skeleton right next to me.
All right, it goes skittering a couple of feet.
But seriously,
Okay, 1 jar for you, sir. It's the sealing variety. It's not that big though. It's only meant for like jams and such.
no, it's perfect. Honestly, we probably don't want too much of this stuff. Where we can experiment with it. And
yeah, I mean it's a safe bet that this stuff's not healthy, considering you're looking at a field of corpses.
Exactly. I will collect a sample.
Now,
all right. With a 20 survival, I'm not even going to make you re-roll. You'll be able to collect that just fine.
I have a silly question for you guys. I can create or destroy water. Do you want me to get rid of all the water here?
See, this is a part of what I was thinking is either we could do it now, or we can bring the sample back to a place where we can do some experiments with it over a period of time, and we can see what might happen if we switch out the water, if we implement new water already into the system. Like there are things that we can do.
I would kind of want to consult with the dryad before we do anything.
That's fair. How long was she out for again?
A number?
1 to 4 hours. Somebody's out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it tells. Does it tell you what die I rolled, or do you see anything when I roll a die? Gotcha. Yeah, it's a D4. So it's 1 to 4 hours, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how much.
Okay.
Should I just put that in my inventory as sample of mycelia?
Sure.
Yeah, like that probably doesn't even weigh enough to worry about the weight, for that matter.
I would imagine you'd want to store that in the box so it doesn't get broken.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
So while we're in the area, I would try applying both some a little bit of clean water. Actually, no, I'd skip the clean water. I would try applying some holy water to the tree and try to see if there's any signs of anything, like an old bud on the tree that hasn't fallen off or something.
Right. No, that tree is straight up dead.
Dead. Okay.
I was pretty sure of that.
Is it all hollow and eaten out like the other wood we've seen, or is it still pretty
No,
sturdy?
I mean it's definitely rotting from the inside out, but it's in relatively good shape in comparison to other trees that you've seen. Like you're not gonna like make it collapse just by touching it or anything. But you can see from some of the damage that there are limbs that are partially eaten through, and it very obviously has some sort of core wood rot thing going on inside of it.
So a little bit of holy water on it did make black stuff ooze out.
It did not.
Right.
It's
Nothing's
just
gonna fix this.
dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the tree's dead.
But what happened to the dryad, though?
Dryad might not be as crazy. Got the corruption out.
Right. I mean, you obviously drove something out of it.
Is there some... Fuck. Okay, what can I do with my religion understanding to figure out what we can do with a dryad who is corrupted but needs a new host?
Do you have ritual?
I have religion and I mean I have perception and insight, but who gives a fuck? But I have religion.
That's not what I asked you.
Right.
No.
Ritual's a spell.
I don't have
a
any
ritual
spells.
mode.
I have no spells.
Paladins don't get
Yeah,
cleric spells.
Ultimately, not only am I a paladin, I'm a paladin of the sort that is like purely spiritual, like because my character was very much a 1960s 70s sort of like, nah man, you got to be pure of soul, like in spirit, you know.
Yola, did you ever finish telling them about that stuff?
Yo, guys. Actually, he was explaining something about doing tests because of the water thing, and then he sort of started to stare off into space, and that was conveniently a time that Phelan was talking, so his sort of like disassociation didn't sort of register. And then when, a pause happened, he was like, so I found a tunnel.
A tunnel? Where does it go?
Oh. Well, it's like a community at some point, I wonder.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe this is some kind of runoff or spillage or gathering. There seems to be a lot of deceased like around the site. I would not want to go swimming in that, but I do like the idea of replacing all the water.
Replacing? Where does it come from?
I hear that too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. If you guys want to, what's the word I'm looking for? If you guys want to try to like forensically assemble a scenario based on what you've seen, that would be the investigation skill.
Is this lake flammable, I wonder?
Chuck a flame at it.
I was going to say, you guys actually can test that one.
Throw it right at that fistula. I couldn't throw the guy far enough.
I mean, it's going to be pretty far.
Come on, you can do it. I goat him. Throw it at that fistula right there.
5, 10, 20, 25.
I feel like you guys are wasting your time.
So this is about as far as I can safely get up in that water. And it gets
No, I feel like you're making a mess of things, and really, why even bother?
To the edge. And I throw 1, fire junk.
Like a produce flame. Yep.
Yeah.
You want to roll that for me real quick?
Sure.
I mean, if this is like real kombucha, Jory, don't worry. Carbon gas isn't flammable.
Booch pop.
On the other hand, it smells like cow shit, so... And as he's saying this fireball's getting thrown.
I know. Why would you drink that?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry,
15,
my Booch drinking friends.
15 hits. For a moment, the entire area that you can see is like tinted a sort of like brilliant green as a massive green fireball.
I'm standing
appears-
right next to this.
appears right where you aimed your produce flame. The SCOBY sort of floating there, the sort of like hardest manifestation of this mycelial mat, like turns almost like inverted. Do you know what I mean? Like becomes a bowl shape in the
Yeah.
water for a moment. At which point you start to see, in the green light, liquid fill the bowl, and the SCOBY sort of disappears between below the murky surface of
Gross.
the water.
That
And
thing's gonna be fucking sentient. You watch you fucking
the
mind.
fireball whooshes into the sky and then dissipates. Jory, you were actually, don't forget, these are 10 feet square, so you're actually far enough away that you weren't even pushed around.
Okay, cool. I was just thinking the way you described it. I was like, oh no, my rabbit fur gets singed. What of my whiskers?
Yeah, you might have been able to feel the heat, but like no more so than if you were like standing in front of an oven that was open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I was just like, what are my whiskers?
Well, that's that then.
That was great.
What time of day is it?
It's like late afternoon, early evening.
Do you want to see what the holy water does to the lake?
Yeah, we could toss them in. Go for it.
All right, so you're gonna toss like a keg of holy water into the lake?
Not a keg.
Yeah,
I don't know why I rolled 2.
Is it your move?
Why do I have advantage? I did not press the advantage button.
Yeah, is the advantage button on?
Oh, am I still raging?
You still have
you know
someone
what? I bet you I
targeted.
didn't.
You said
I bet I didn't pull your rage off.
yeah. Well, no, you said you stopped raging.
Right, but I bet you I didn't actually remove the effect. Yeah, you're still mechanically raging.
Does he still have someone targeted? Yeah.
PTSD in a nutshell, essentially. You're still mechanically raging.
Yeah, we didn't clear all of our targets.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that for you.
How do
I
I do?
don't know how I can do it.
Control click on them, right? Oh, right. No, yeah, control click
there
on
we
them.
go. Okay.
Yeah. So if you pour holy water into the lake, it does have an effect. It's kind of like you know how when you fill like a fountain drink that's carbonated and it's got like a whole, big, half the cup full of foam. But like if you touch a piece of the foam, it all sort of like collapses, in a sort of like crater. It's kind of like that.
Too much
For a
syrup.
moment. For a moment, the water sort of clears. Yola, can you make a perception check for me?
Most certainly.
The effect doesn't last particularly long, maybe like 7 or 8 seconds.
I don't see shit.
And the water then just sort of remixes, and you lose sight of the clear area that had been formed. Yeah, Yolo, you don't see anything that like really stood out. It for a second there, you were like, "Is that tile?" But You can't be sure. Maybe it was like a rock down there or something.
Again, like that's that fuzziness. Like, can you throw another fireball in there?
I suppose so.
That was just entertaining.
All right, same deal. You want to roll?
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really have to. You're not actively targeting anything.
Right.
Yeah, so you managed to, spark off another like swamp gas, ball of green fire. This one's significantly smaller. It doesn't seem to have any like actual effect other than to like perturb the water. But like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear for any of you science heads that there's a bunch of methane outgassing from this water.
Right. That's why I've been staying back from it. I'm just like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wow, ow, what are you doing?
I really wonder if I could like set up a bonfire around the shore to like light one of those lakes that are on fire for years kinds of deals.
You want nothing to do. Why would you do that on purpose? Why would you? No.
The fucking podunk people would like, oh, do you think of the religious nuttery they would
They already
mouth. Yeah, right.
They already think we were summoned by the gods.
One person does.
Yeah, the person who's in charge of the religious belief of a whole town.
Of 40 people.
Yeah,
it's
40 people.
Like a whole motel.
Right, but 40 motherfuckers believe that my rabbit ass is fucking, heaven foretold.
We are adventurers.
Yes, adventurers brought here by a goddess.
He did make it pretty clear that you shouldn't go around telling people that because they're going to think you're a heretic.
No, I remember, and I took that in, but at the same time, come on, guys. Know who we are. Like, and also, we've played this scenario over and over again, or something similar. Maybe it's not this one. This is a new scenario, sure. I'm gesturing, I'm being myself, right? But
sure, yeah.
But I'm like, we've played this. How do you play this? What do we do next? What do we do?
Talk to the druid?
Yep,
Go down the hole?
Right, that's a really good question. Yeah, those are all things that you could do.
I would like to put another thing on the table for a movement. Bedtime.
Yeah, I could see.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's super.
Oh, you mean IRL?
Yeah, I mean we can call it here. Do you guys have an idea of what you think you want to do next?
If we're gonna build a camp here, I think we need to be really.
I would not build a camp here if I were you.
No,
that's what I'm saying. This lake is sus as fuck.
I'm just saying it's like camping in Chernobyl, right? Like it might be possible, but you don't want to like do it.
Indeed, but also this dryad, like the dryad is not dead, right?
We honestly
no, it's unconscious for somewhere between 1 and 4 hours.
And I did the lay on hands, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like we need to bring her with us wherever we go, but we need to bring her somewhere like what? Can I roll religion? Like, does someone amongst us have a better knowledge than I do about what we do with a dryad that has no home?
You can't take a dryad too far from its tree, dead or not.
Right, but the tree is dead, so like
dead or
it's
not.
Still rooted.
We can't fix that tree.
We don't need to go that far when we can. We can kind of put her back up in the tree. And
honestly, while we're sitting here, while we're waiting, I could work on destroying the water.
Yeah, 5-foot spheres every time you cast
Pop in the booch.
spell.
I don't even know about pop in the booch.
So, a 5-foot radius sphere is basically one tile.
It's 10 gallons every time.
Right,
Jesus,
in a 5-foot sphere.
gallons?
It's specific, I looked it up.
Those are 10-foot squares.
Yeah, those 10-foot. A 5x5x5 is, I think, 125 gallons.
You ain't popping that booch.
We already did.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, it is
It's
potentially doable. I mean, as long as this is a
possible.
static source of water, right? It's totally doable. I'm just pointing out that it's going to take a long time.
Right. Well, I figure I can lower the water level a little
Certainly.
bit.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's like bailing, it's like bailing a lake with a bucket, basically, like almost literally.
Right.
I mean, it's
And
a big bucket, but
if we're going to be here for at least an hour.
More than
I'm
that.
saying it would take days, dude.
Yeah, this is days.
Gotcha.
Like, if
Maybe
it's
even more.
10
Like considering
gallons
the size
max,
of this thing. Also, this
and
looks,
there's
looks like an
120
artificial lake.
gallons in each tile, and that's actually a 5x5x5, so there's actually 240 gallons in each tile. That's going to take 24 castings per tile.
Just saying, it's a mess.
I'm just saying that, like I said, it's going to take a really long time. If you weren't the only one casting it, you could like tag team it. I don't know if you all if both you and Phalian have that spell though.
I think I'm the only one that has it.
Yeah, I don't have it myself, and we don't have a council. You
But
know,
I
like
could
Redshift.
swap it during a long rest, which doesn't, happen.
Yeah.
once a
I mean,
week.
clerics get
Do
to choose
druids
what
even get
spells
destroy
they.
water?
What was that?
Do druids even get destroy water?
Create and destroy water? Yeah, that's a very druid spell.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I don't get it though.
No, as a paladin, you don't get the cool specialized cleric spells. You do get cleric spells though.
Yeah, later, but not.
Right, you just get your own specialized variant based on what oath you take.
Right, but at L1 even, like I get.
Oh yeah,
little.
at L1 you get literally nothing, right?
Yeah, I'm like I can cleanse shit, and I can tell if you're evil as fuck.
Yeah, you won't get cool paladin stuff for a couple more levels.
Yeah, I know. Also,
All right, well,
I'm the sort of
we'll,
paladin that's a monk, so.
We'll call it a night. It sounds to me like your plan is to stay, relatively nearby, to, either care for this dryad or
Finish what we started.
Right. Did you have another plan here?
Well,
I was gonna say
want to consult with the dryad not only to see what we can do with the area here, and if she knows anything we can do to help stave off or defeat the mold, but also if she can help us in any way, give us any guidance with the mine.
I was also exactly. I feel like if we have saved this dryad's life at least so far, I'm concerned about this whole wait, her tree is dead, all this shit. Me being me, I'm just like fuck. Maybe we need to mine this dryad for information before she's gone. And also, I'm glad she isn't dead. But what do we do now, right? What do we do now with this?
Right. So dryads aren't immortal in the invulnerable sense, but they are relatively timeless. Like they will, assuming that their tree doesn't die naturally, they will outlive their trees. And at which point they're kind of sustained by the weave itself.
Or all these mushrooms.
Like if we were going to talk in terms of Skyrim, they sort of become Spriggans at that point.
Right. Maybe she needs an aloe vera that she can inhabit for a little while.
You can't rebind a dryad to a different tree. That's the bitch, right? So if their tree dies, they're effectively haunting the death site of their tree.
That's the bitch.
What if you take the true heartwood of the tree? Could you bind her to that and take her with you?
Oh my god! As a companion.
Right. No, in the same way that Davy Jones had his bucket of seawater in the second Pirates movie.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean technically that might work. However, from what you saw of that tree, you're not entirely certain its heartwood exists anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of creepy, and
we're sitting here, and I have a tree specialist there to my left, and we're sitting here waiting anyway. So, What's the worst that can happen?
Can you
Right.
can you mend things?
Yeah.
I wonder what you could do with the tree.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, one way to find out.
If it's
Sure, yeah, I actually don't have mending.
in some sort of intact state where things can be kind of repaired, use a little of that.
I have lay on hands,
Work.
which is kind of mending on a whole other scale.
Right. Yeah, so like you actually could mend the apparent damage on this tree, so you probably could restore its heartwood. You would have to do it 1 foot of damage at a time, and if the damage was itself larger than a foot, it couldn't be mended. So there's no way you're going to perfectly restore this tree, but you could restore a bunch of it.
The main goal would be.
But I mean, does restore like make it
It's not
alive
going to
again?
bring no.
No, it's not
Absolutely
going to bring it back to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
This is not resurrection. This is
Mending
possibly
wouldn't even work if that tree was still alive.
that's what I'm saying. Mending can't make it alive again. You're
no.
fucked there.
What we're trying to do is, since she's still tied to her tree, we're trying to possibly heal some of her fractured mind.
Zombie tree.
Right. Like
Whoa.
a dryad is a reflection of the state of its tree, whether that tree is alive or dead. So I mean
Wow.
it is a decent theory that you're operating on once.
Creepy as fuck.
Right. Oh, I wonder, could I make her heartwood into a spatula?
Jesus fuck.
Why don't we wait until we, talk to her first before we figure out what we're gonna try to help?
All right.
Right. I agree with that.
Another time.
Especially considering I just laid hands on her and like used my power to like maybe make her not dead.
You pervert.
Hey.
Yeah, and also in case you haven't noticed, Iola's like literally yelling secret tunnel, secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
I'm bringing her to life.
No, it's a reference.
Bringing her to life.
To Avatar: The Last Airbender,
which I've never seen, so whatever.
It's literally won an Emmy. You should watch it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, man. That movie was really bad.
What?
No.
You mean M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I haven't seen that one
Here,
either.
I posted the reference so it doesn't look like I'm just yelling secret tunnel.
Bro, it's cool. I'll find it. Someday I will watch the show.
It's like it's only 1:22 long.
Indeed.
Anyways.
That's funny. Yeah, okay.
We'll probably talk about it in chat.
Yep, sounds
Right.
good, guys. It is definitely late, though, so we should call it a night.
Yep. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks for playing,
Later,
everybody.
Love
Lots
you,
of
mean it.
Thanks for hosting. And
Hey, thanks for being the dungeon master.
Happy to do it.
thanks for everyone in chat.
Rock and roll.
See you
Here
later.
come
Thanks
the
for the fun,
joint
guys.
credits.